Okay, guys, they did it. Revenge of the Sis is back on YouTube! Cheers!
I can't believe that.
It's exciting. I mean, this is really, really exciting stuff. Your absolute favorite... somebody's... can you please, for the love of God, fix your shit? You're so stupid. You ruined the intro of the show, and now the whole thing is over. They're going to call you Virgie. Your favorite 2016 conservative humor podcast is back on YouTube. The one you love, starring a big fat hack and a dopey sidekick, reading day-old Twitter takes set to vaporwave aesthetics. It's back, baby. And this is the craziest part. I don't know if the henchmen know this yet. Have you guys actually checked in on the return of Revenge of the Sis?
No.
No.
So
Not
this is crazy, okay? You're not gonna believe your eyes when you see this. They're doing better than ever. Their numbers have gone up like crazy. I mean, this is like, you've never seen this
Just
before.
like clockwork.
I think the last time they were on YouTube, they had like 45,000 subscribers, which is, pretty good. They now have 758,000 subscribers. They're getting thousands and thousands of views per episode. They're going viral. They've got a huge fan. It's honestly insane.
I can't believe it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite guys, here they are. Revenge of the Sis. They're back.
All right, welcome back to Fleccas, the podcast, episode 205. Today on the show,
Hell yeah, I love
the
merch.
hurricane relief is becoming a disaster with FEMA running out of money. Wait till you hear what they wasted it all on. Then, in Cringe of the Week, we have an emotional girl
Cringe of the
bad
Week
decision section you're not going to want to miss. And in housekeeping, we have some notes from the debate you're going to like. And last but not least, in urban decay, cops can't be cops anymore, and it's robbing us of a high-trust society. All this and more is Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 205, ranked the best new podcast
2016
of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words.
I love Vaporwave!
Because sometimes it's the
I love politics.
Very cool.
Guys, they've done it. And they've renamed their show to Fleccas Talks, and it's incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, they're back. The ROTC boys, the Rumble contract is over, and they're back. And this is PODAWFUL.
Yeah.
I'm living proof that the AIDS virus doesn't exist. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. What does that mean, I wonder?
PODAWFUL! We're back, baby!
Yeah.
Welcome.
ROTC2, baby.
Hi, henchmen. How's it going?
Hi, Jesse.
I'm hyped as hell.
Jesse.
Happy to be here. Everybody happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be here.
I know.
Aren't you so excited to be on our most famous type of show, Mersh episodes?
Yes.
We're
It's
gonna
Mersh time.
We're gonna be covering Mersh on his new show, Fleccas Talks, We're going to now. I'm being informed in the chat. People are saying in the chat room. Let me check what they're saying. LMFAO say people in the chat room. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Mersh
That's
got
nothing.
I never had LOLs in my chat before. This is the first time I've never had LOLs before. What does that mean? Fleccas Royce. They're saying okay. I'm being told in the chat room. Apparently, the program I just showed you, Fleccas Talks, is not in fact Revenge of the Sith, which could have fooled me.
What?
Could have fucking fooled me. I don't know. Am I?
But it's got a bald guy with a beard.
Bald guy with a beard. Well, actually, no. This is Bizarro ROTC. Fleccas Talks is bizarre. They're successful. They have hair. One of them is still thin. Whoa, we're getting all sorts of notifications, right? Hey guys, notification. PODAWFUL's on. So we're gonna go into. Listen, we'll talk. Okay, look. This is a classic PODAWFUL Trickum episode where I say it's going to be about one thing and then you tune in and you get really disappointed and you tune out because instead I talk about something. And people are here for the ROTC stuff. We'll talk about ROTC, okay? I'm going to promise that. That's my pledge to you at the top of the show. We will talk about it. And we will talk. We'll go into their channel. I've got a Mersh video and it won't be in the Pod After show. I'm not going to trick you or anything like that. But I am a Fleccas Talks guy now. And by the way, I've been secretly a Fleccas Talks guy for like over a year. This episode has been in the making for a long, long time. We're going to get to know Fleccas. But before we do that, let's go to this. I want to first apologize to you guys, the henchmen, everybody watching. Because there were no... of course, you're welcome. And thank you for saying thank you. Thank you so much for that. And thank you, and thanks everybody for your support. I couldn't do this without you.
You're welcome.
How would I do this without you? Imagine that. Imagine you not being here. How could any of this even happen without you? Without viewers like you? Wow.
I couldn't think of it.
It's your pizza funds that make PODAWFUL happen. As if I wasn't doing it for fucking 10 years before. Okay, anyway. So, I hate the people who donate to this show.
Okay.
Okay, I should not have started things off like that. That's probably bad.
Start.
Actually, can we backtrack a little bit? Because here's what I actually wanted to say. That was a joke. This is the truth. Last week, I didn't do any shows. Apologies to the pizza funders. That's for real. But there is a reason. I just want everybody to know I didn't just like piss off and say, fuck it, I'm not doing a show. Last week, it was my birthday.
Nice. Happy birthday.
And I want everyone in the chat. You have to do this in chat. Henchmen, don't say anything. Okay? I mean, you can talk, but don't say this. I want everyone in the chat to guess how old I am. All right? This will be fun. I can't wait to feel bad. Or good. I don't know. This could actually go. I honestly don't know anymore what people think about me, and I have a feeling that I've gaslit the audience enough at this point that they have no clue. They're going to try to guess based on looks, and maybe they'll get it. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But I've said a lot of different things in the past about when my birthday. By the way, I still get on Facebook. I still get happy birthday wishes every year on 9/11 from people. No one's figured that one out. Maybe, just maybe, the guy who looks like this in this place is lying about being born on 9/11. I don't know. So it was my birthday, and Mr. Burgers very kindly decided to wish me a happy birthday. Can we watch that for a second here? Yeah, this is from Mr. Burgers, our classic PODAWFUL original goon, Mr. Burgers, and he said happy birthday to Jesse.
Happy Rosh Hashanah, everyone.
Wait a second. Hang on. What?
And happy birthday, Jesse PS.
Oh, okay. Good.
And I got a gift from Operative, some sort of cap to celebrate the occasion.
Okay, so Operative, who's a cult member, gave Mr. Burgers a cap to celebrate. I don't know if he's celebrating Jesse PODAWFUL, my birthday, or if he's celebrating Rosh Hashanah. Let's take a look.
If I don't wear it, he'll send me even more music than usual. I imagine this card. Wait, doesn't say anything about Rusi Clown fans. You guys can't. Can you guys read that? I can see it on my camera. Yeah. A gift for you, Shana Tova from Jose Alvarez. Doesn't even say like from your Rusi Clown fan. I'm a little disappointed.
Shana Na.
But it doesn't say Rusi Clown fan, but I'm also disappointed. Now, this is probably like a bra incident. How to wear this, I don't know. Almost dropped it.
All right, let's see that
This is a
cap.
very Jewish-looking hat. And it's like
It's a yarmulke. A Jewish-looking hat, he calls it.
looks pretty Jewish.
He's great.
Wait,
He is Jewish, by the way.
headphones on. Can't really see very well, but happy
Only
Rosh Hashanah, everyone.
99%.
Happy birthday, Jesse.
Oh, wait. Happy Rosh Hashanah.
Had the headphones on. Can't really see it very well, but happy Rosh Hashanah, everyone. Happy birthday, Jesse. P.S. I'm wearing a Jewish cap to celebrate the occasion because Jose told me to, pretty much.
Yeah!
Oh.
Hell yeah, Mr. Burgers.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, hang on a second. Hang on. I put into YouTube Jewish song to celebrate this. I thought I'd get, have a Nagila or something. This is a whole festival. Let's take a look at this. Look at these kids.
Pearl Jam.
Whoa. These little kids are good.
Just rock.
Look at them go. Yeah. Woo. Do they sing? Oh, he's got a mic. He's got a mic. They're going to sing. He's wearing a little Jewish cap. Whoa. Whoa. I feel like I'm on The Voice or America's Got Talent. I'm like one of those blown away. Whoa! Hang on a second. This little Jew can sing. You didn't see it coming. You thought there was going to be like, die! But you're anti-Semitic. I knew he would be able to do it. In my heart of hearts, I knew. But for the cameras, I'm like, whoa!
The newest iPop idols.
Totally different guy.
Whoa! Oh, my dad's accountant is one of these kids. Holy shit, that's the oldest 12-year-old I've ever seen. By the way, remember tax day is April 15th.
Yeah, because I'm a fake Jew. I'm not even Jewish, but yeah, I kind of do.
Oh, this is great.
Dinka-doo.
This is way better than Hava Nagila. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a fake Jew. I'm not even Jewish, but yeah, I kind of Jew.
I kind of Jew. All right. Well, listen. Hey, that was really good. Congratulations. Shout out to the the Miami Boys Choir. That's what this is called. They couldn't.
wow.
Yeah, I would feel like you ought to heave it up a little bit.
Hey, merch related.
Oh, it's called Yerachmiel Begun and the Miami Boys Choir, and they're singing Yerushalayim. Oh, new favorite. That's a fall jam for you to play around the pumpkin.
Would you like to know a cool fact about the Miami Boys Choir?
Yeah. I don't know. First, I want to know why you have cool facts about them, and then I would like to know.
Well, let me just tell you. The same rabbi sucked all their penises.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know about that.
Stuff.
All right, the guesses on my age, by the way. The guesses on my age. Here we go. 22, 35, 37, 26, 42, 38, 38, 34, 40, 38, 36, 26, 33, 33, 37, 43, 35, 45, 37, 33, 42, 56, 38, 69, All right, cool. Cowabunga, dude. 40, 34, 32, 43, another 69, 35, 35, 37, 37, 34, 37, 37, 38, 38, 36 and loving it, 44, old as fuck, someone says. Well, I appreciate a lot of people are guessing way younger than I was. And I really appreciate that I'm actually deep into my 40s and I won't reveal the actual age. Jared, push to talk. All right, so let's get into it. Again, we will do ROTC a little bit later, but I need to introduce you further to Fleccas. All right? This show, we're going to get rid of ROTC. There's no more merch. Jesse, you're the best merch coverages guy. I know. And by the way, no one else comes close and they never will. It'll never be the same. He'll talk about me for the next 6 years as if I'm the guy making fun of him, mostly because we're in charge of, me and Angie, we're in charge of the r/merch subreddit. And so now I said this from the beginning. The second I became an admin there, I said, I'm just going to get lumped into every little scheme that goes on forever. Well, ROTC came back to YouTube, and it's not going well. It's kind of revealing some stuff. You know how I revealed famously on this program that Royce bought like 35,000 followers on Twitter, which obviously he did. No one had ever heard of the internet's Royce before, and he had 35,000 followers on Twitter. It's impossible. Well, I think this being brought back to YouTube thing is about to expose ROTC in a very serious way. We'll go over that later, but suffice it to say, they're not doing well. They're very tiny. Their show is failing. They're about to be kicked off of Rumble. Their numbers are fake. They've always been fake. And they're about to crash and burn in the most spectacular way we've ever seen. So it's time to move on. It's time to fry some bigger fish. And what better fish to fry than exactly the same fish, but literally bigger? Fleccas Talks is bizarro ROTC. I've been watching it off and on, just seeing little bits here and there. My wife will tune into it every once in a while for a year. And you're not going to believe this, okay? Very cool. First of all, Vaporwave, everybody. Remember that? Remember 2016? Does anybody remember 2016? I'll tell you who remembers 2016. The people who were doing well grifting in 2016, and they're never letting go. It stopped working so long ago. This Vaporwave aesthetic. Let it get a little deeper into it, and then we'll talk about that.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast featuring Richard
This is episode 205. This is the most recent episode. Deranged Pitbull Mommy, they're calling it. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, I just got sponsor skip. This is a new thing. I don't know if you guys know about this. This is a brand new thing. Brand new technology that really I invented. It's called sponsor skip. You guys haven't heard of this before. I just sort of invented this the other day. It skips the sponsor when they start doing the we're brought to you by an old woman's medicine. That's usually what a 2016 guy is promoting on his podcast. Hey, you need Metamucil? Well, we're brought to you by it. And by the way, so's your shit. So I don't know what it is, but there's like some little magical technology now where you can just skip the sponsor. But this is odd. I thought this would be great for the show. This is my first time actually using it at all for the show. But I want to see the sponsor. I got to actually show you guys the sponsor because it's unreal. This is how their show. This is how their show starts. There. Yeah, there's a little sneak peek there. Let's see if I can get it to not skip.
Get a farmer.
God damn it! God damn. All right, hang on. I don't know how you undo it. Now I just added this. This is brand new. I don't know how you undo this. Let's see. There we go.
Click that wrench.
All right, hang on. Let's see if that does it. Wait, no. All right, and then we're going to go back a couple frames. I want every delicious frame of this ad. I know what you're thinking, Jesse. We don't want to see the ads. Again, that's why I got the sponsor block for you. You have to see this ad. We're 1 minute into their podcast and they're doing their big sponsored ad. I thought this was the show. My wife put this on the other day. It starts playing. I like completely tone out for a minute. And then all of a sudden I go, and snap back to reality. I go, what? This is their show? What are they talking about right now? I heard the entire ad and I had no idea what it was even advertising.
All right, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always. Guys, big news. After months of fighting with government regulators, Farmer Bills is back.
Woo!
Big news.
This one's been coming across all your desks, your transoms. This one's coming in over the wire. Breaking news. This is big. You guys have been wondering, what the fuck happened to Farmer Bill? Well, he's back, and in a big way. He's back, and he's on Fleccas Talks.
The best beef jerky.
And the government isn't going to stop him. By the way, somehow, I don't know how this happens, but all of these guys, everybody on Rumble, every 2016 guy, Tucker Carlson, all of their sponsors are somehow being silenced by the government, which I didn't even know was a thing that could happen to a beef jerky company
I've ever had is finally available again. As show watchers, you guys know that most of the food out there is filled with processed crap and seed oils because the bad guys want to kill us.
Hey, have you heard these terms on Twitter? Great, you're about to hear a whole lot more. This is an hour and 15-minute long show.
Not Farmer Bill's, though. Farmer Bill's beef biltong slices and slabs are seed oil free, preservative free, and nitrate free.
I love slabs.
Is there food left in there? What is there even left for there to be at this point? They're fiber free. They're calorie free.
The biltong beef slices are basically the Wagyu of beef jerky. They're my absolute favorite, and I highly recommend.
By the way, the Wagyu of beef jerky would be Wagyu beef jerky. You could make that. That's a thing they make. You're allowed to do it. Really, any slice of beef will do.
The sampler 4-pack, my go-to is the sweet chili flavor. I'm going to read you the ingredients.
I'm going to read you something, and it's a hostage statement that I have had prepared for me by Farmer Bill. Yes, it's okay to eat meat off the internet. Okay, add over.
Beef, apple cider vinegar, salt, clove, coriander.
You keep the clove. I'm good.
White, black, and red pepper.
All of them? Wow. Racial harmony, finally. 2016 politics doing it.
That's it. No sugar, no soy, no gluten. It's very clean and very delicious.
Hey,
boy, I've heard that word.
I know who I want to take my health advice from. And it's this big fat guy, Fleccas.
Really eat this stuff every day.
That seems wrong. I don't know if you should. Even the cleanest of beef jerky every day. I mean, I can tell. It looks like it.
And for an added bonus, all of the beef and bison Farmer Bills uses are raised, butchered, and shipped in America. Get yours today.
Yeah! American killed cows! American badass! And fucking wearing cowboy hats and shit. And fucking, we like farmers, but we're gay guys on the internet.
At farmerbillsprovisions.com. It's linked in the description. Use code Fleccas10 for 10% off.
And by the way, tell them PodAwful sent you. Use code PodAwful10. See what I bet you can just type anything in there and it fucking works. They probably got a catch-all.
And as always, if you send me
Should I sponsor Cuck Fleccas Talk? You think I could do that? Somebody contact. I love beef jerky. This was the craziest part is I heard this ad. I completely zonked. And then I came back. I go, what was that even an ad for? Kelsey goes, beef jerky. I'm like, I love beef jerky. I had beef jerky just the day before. I eat it every day. And I thought, that's insane that an ad can be so bad and so boring that I completely somehow missed that it was about beef jerky, a thing I love. Let's get Farmer Bill in here. Let's get him sponsoring PodAwful. I'll eat it on camera. I'll eat it during the entire episode. Just fill my mouth with beef jerky like it's chewing tobacco. Can you shred it? Put it in a pouch for me. I tuck it. I spit on camera the entire time. I'll do whatever.
Screenshot.
All I got to do is pay me $1 more than Fleccas.
Showing me that you made a purchase. I will follow you back on the social media of your choice.
Well, that's how I make all my food buying decisions. Oh my God. Wait a second. A third string internet celebrity will follow me on Twitter and also every other retard who eats beef jerky, I guess I better pony up.
FarmerBillsProvisions.com is
Speaking of pony, Farmer Bill's guarantees. There is some pony meat in every bite.
the website. Go there today. Fleccas 10
What's that?
An FDA approved amount.
Yeah.
is the code.
Which is, by the way, 100%. FDA approved 100% pony.
And last but not least,
Yeah, it's actually a minimum.
Farmer Bill is a show watcher. So it's a full 360 win. Go get your healthy snacks today.
Is that
Farmer Bill
How do
himself?
Wait, the guy like Bill. Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
Wow. Farmer Bill is sort of the opposite of Bill Nye, you know. He's a science guy, he's a farmer guy.
Hey, now let's get into housekeeping.
Now let's get into housekeeping. What? Now, I don't know what Fleccas is one of these sort of galaxy mud babies where I can't tell what he's from, but Hispanic is certainly on the list. I can't imagine this show is actually about housekeeping, though. That seems.
Farmer Bill's Provisions, the perfect protein snack.
Okay. Oh. And by the way, Farmer Bill, for free, we will write you an amazing brand new country song outro. So I could probably do that like right now. During the show, I could probably make that happen like almost instantaneously. If you wanted, we could do a whole episode where it's nothing but me making country songs for Farmer Bill's outro ad.
All right. Thank you to Farmer Bills for sponsoring.
Thank you, Farmer Bill.
We love Farmer Bill.
Thank you.
We do.
We love Farmer Bill, folks.
And we eat all that stuff. And during the hurricane, I ate a bunch of Farmer Bills.
Yeah.
Fleccas, you said you eat it every day. Of course you did. Why is that notable? Wait a second. Farmer Bill, I think you need to, listen, I know you're a watcher. I know you're a watcher of the pod, but you might need to look into I think he is actually committing some sort of fraud here. If you technically want to look at it, he just said, this is lying in is that a crime? Are you allowed to lie in an advertisement that hard and say
Yes.
you eat something every single day? Because it's not notable if you ate it during the hurricane. You eat things during a hurricane, which, by the way, means like you are stofed up in your house, you can't get out, and you're stuck with whatever provisions you had. You're eating it because you don't have any other option. So we just went from an everyday, this is the only food Fleccas eats, boing, da, boing, da, boing. We went from that to now it's like, oh, hey, if you're about to die, yeah, this will do.
Kept me alive. Has sustenance. It's nurturance.
Nurturance. Okay. Farmer Bill, guaranteed 0 soy, 0 protein, 0 calories. It's a 0-calorie beef snack, and also it's full of nurturance.
All right.
This guy. Get ready. By the way, I don't hate Fleccas in any way. Do we all remember Fleccas, right? 2016. You remember
Spoon guy.
The spoon guy.
Yeah.
He's out there. He did some great Man on the Street. We love Man on the Street, Henchman on the Street. You take the spoon, you go up, you talk to the idiot liberals, and they say stupid things, and then you cut out all the good things they say. And then you go, ha, 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 ha. And by the way, I'm not like saying that's specific about him or making fun of him. That's just how Man on the Street works. You cut out all the parts that suck and are boring and aren't funny and don't make the guy look like an idiot. And you keep all the parts that do, which is probably most of the parts, in all fairness. We remember Fleccas. We love him. We thought, well, I guess we all went to 2017 and he stayed behind. Turns out, yes. But somehow these guys have found a technology that allows them back into our realm. It's an echo of the distant past back there in imagine that. How long ago was 2016? I can't even do the math on that. Is it like 40
Well,
years?
it's 2020 now,
All right,
so
hang on.
like 3 years ago.
Something like that, man. I don't know. When was COVID? So I don't know how these guys do it, but we remember Fleccas. We like Fleccas. You're about to hate this guy. I have not learned his name. In a year of paying attention to this, I haven't learned his name one time. Vestman. We're going to hate Vestman. And you're probably sitting there thinking to yourself right now, okay, I'm confused. This is Bizarro ROTC. Which one's Royce and which one's Mersh? And the answer is yes. I don't know how it's possible, but they're both. So you got the guy with the glasses who's a little thinner, which is like the way Mersh used to be. on ROTC, but he's got a full head of hair. So then you're like, I don't know. And then you got a big, sort of mudblood kind of beard, fat guy, but they're on the wrong side of the screen from each other to be ROTC. Isn't this like a little bit like, don't you feel like you're in fight or flight mode while you're watching this, where you're like, hang on a second, I don't understand. This is being revealed. Nobody's called them out on this ever. I'm the first guy to do this. And I said this a while ago, but nobody paid attention. ROTC stole their entire brand. They stole their entire podcast from Fleccas Talks. Everything. The graphics, the setup, the topics. They cover the exact same topics, by the way, on the same day. They follow. What Royce did is he found Fleccas' Twitter, and he just followed all the same guys that Fleccas follows. And then he just goes through his feed every day and tries to find the stuff. And, you used to be able to see what a person liked on Twitter. So Royce would go through Fleccas likes, and he would see, oh, he liked this one. That means they're going to talk about it. And then that'd be their show prep. When they talk about the show prep, that's the show prep is Twitter. It turns out it's Fleccas' Twitter specifically. So Fleccas is kind of Royce. He's a big fat beard guy, and he's like, not harmful in any way, but not funny. He provides nothing. But then you've got Bizarro Mersh, and Bizarro Mersh is even less than that. This show is going to make you appreciate Mersh. Oh, I'm suspended. Wait, what? Your account has been temporarily suspended for violating our community guidelines. Says support at YouTube in chat. That's a good one. All right. Well, there we go. Okay. Taken care of. All right. Hey, look, I'm unsuspended. I'm back, baby.
That was a DDoS.
We just got DDoS. So, DDoS. By the way, speaking of that, people were asking me, how do you feel about ROTC getting their channel back? I'm like, I'm ecstatic. I'm elated about, like, good. They shouldn't have had their channel taken away to begin with. And most importantly, now I get to laugh at them and make fun of them on YouTube, which is a lot easier to do than Rumble. Do you know how difficult it is to make fun of a guy on Rumble when there is that number down there that says 20,000 people are watching? It's a lie, but still, it looks bad. Like, I look like I'm a loser when Rumble's lying and saying 20,000 people are watching. I'm going, these fucking guys, are you kidding me? So now that they're back on YouTube, we won't have that problem anymore. They're going to have to pay for people to fake watch them from now on. So I love that they're back, but here's the amazing thing. Despite the fact that this guy's gully bombing us with our own techniques, telling me that I'm banned on YouTube, which, what do you think? Like, okay, you tried it. Didn't work. Didn't believe it. Obvious fake account. You're just going to keep doing the same bit? Now, you should have had new types of things to try after that one. Anyway, here's the nice thing, though. I might actually, there's a slim. It's slim. Ooh, it's tiny. Before I even say this, I just want to say we love India, okay? But there's a tiny, tiny chance that I actually might get a YouTube channel back because so I saw, before ROTC got their channel back, I saw this guy. I don't even know who he is. Some random dude. And it just came across my timeline, and he said he got his channel back after like 3 years of being banned. Out of nowhere, without appealing, YouTube just brought his channel back. Okay. And I was like, that's interesting. And then I start checking all my channels like, oh, please, 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 please. And of course, nothing. And then I see RTC gets their channel back, and I'm like, oh, please, 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 please. And then nothing. But I was happy. I was happy they got their channel back. Means good things for PodAWFUL. Then I see YouTube post on Twitter saying, hey, we messed up. Silly us. I know a lot of you lost your jobs out there as a result of this, but we've accidentally been banning people for no reason for months. And whoopsie doodle, sorry. Hey, I owe you nothing ever. It's in the contract. Check the TOS. But sorry, we'll bring you back. Maybe. You don't know if this is you or not, but maybe we're talking about you. And it turns out the thing that was getting people banned was this thing called scams, spam, and deceptive practices. And if that sounds familiar to a PodAwful viewer, it's because the PodAwful Lunatic Fringe channel got taken down for spam, scams, and deceptive practices. And of course, we were completely flabbergasted by this. There's nothing that you could even describe as any of that on any of my videos on that channel. So that was, by the way, that's the channel that the Diet Beast guy took down. What's his name? Ryan or something?
With the clown wife?
The honk posting. Yeah, the honk posting murderous wife, bang, bang, bang guy. That's the one where he claimed he got a date. It probably wasn't him. But if you want to claim it, I'm willing to put the blame on you. That's fine. We'll do a whole episode about you ruin your life for a little while. So I think that I might have gotten caught in whatever this little bug is. This little bug that wipes out YouTube channels that they're only just now admitting was a problem. And of course, they don't elaborate on. YouTube doesn't say, what caused that, how they're going to prevent in the future, how they know which channels were actually doing spam, scams, and deceptive practices and which ones weren't. But I did file an appeal on just that channel. I don't think I even can appeal. YouTube used to let you just appeal over and over, and I guess they got tired of that because people like me will just sit there and do it. I love spamming YouTube. Oh boy, that's my spam. By the way, that's how I got banned for spam, scams, and deceptive practices. Oh, I can just appeal forever? Okay, here's every day of your life from now on. You're going to have to deal with me. They finally got rid of that. So there's a slight possibility that maybe, just maybe, we'll get a channel back, which would be nice. And I will just switch back over to that one probably if that happens.
All right, we have a great show today, an important show, a packed show, and we're going to be cooking a little bit too.
Okay.
First things first, can you read the headline?
Hillary Clinton warns October surprise will up.
They're going to be cooking. All right, now get prepared for a lot. Every little term you've heard from a child on the internet, they're going to be using it.
Bend election.
Great.
Hillary Clinton, wasn't she 4 people ago?
Yeah.
We got Obama.
Weren't you guys 4 people ago? You're talking about it. There's a reason that you're bringing it up on your show. This is your audience. The audience goes crazy for this. Wait until you see their coverage, the way they cover this stuff. ROTC is going to feel like a dream to you after watching Fleccas Talks, and then wait until you see the audience's reaction to it.
Running Biden's administration, Hillary Clinton making threats, not predictions, about October surprises. It's these people need to just go.
What are you laughing at? Nothing funny was said.
Away, right?
She's just basically telling us she knows what's coming.
I'm shocked they haven't said crooked Hillary yet in a Trump impression.
Yeah.
Election. And I'm going to cook here a little bit. I know it's...
Okay, he's cooking. Guys, why do you even have to cook? All you eat is beef jerky from Farmer Bob, or what was his name? Bill. I'll get it right when you're the sponsor. Farmer Ding Dong is giving you jerky. You don't have... Stop cooking. We're done.
On the last page of housekeeping where I usually cook.
Okay.
Housekeeping, cooking.
And get a little schizo. But let me...
Oh, he's also getting schizo.
Cook here. It seems like there's not a real legal, normal path to victory for Kamala.
Okay.
She can't really win without cheating, right?
Okay.
And you know how the bad guys have a hurricane machine?
No, I don't know. That's where you lose me immediately.
But you gotta let me cook here.
Okay.
Okay! Get in the fucking kitchen already!
It seems like the last hurricane, they were kind of calibrating the machine just to kind of run a test run, a little beta test, see how it goes, and it worked well. And I have a bad feeling they're going to send more. And I wonder what happens, God forbid, and I don't want this to happen, but what happens if an entire state gets smoked by a Category 5 hurricane a couple weeks before the election?
Yeah.
Whoa. Nobody thought about this at all. This isn't the reply to every single tweet that you read already on Twitter about this exact thing. So this is the show. Let me explain the format of Fleccas Talks. And again, This isn't out of hate that I say these things. We're going to cover Fleccas Talks for the rest of our lives. Okay. Fleccas Talks is now a permanent addition. These are official goons of the show.
Yes.
But go subscribe to Fleccas Talks. We got to be into this. Start posting. We already actually have a thread in Discord about Fleccas Talks, believe it or not. Nobody paid attention. It was just sitting there quietly this whole time. Nobody's paying attention. We're into Fleccas Talks. And here's the thing. Fleccas Talks is Bizarro ROTC, which means I started out as friends with ROTC, then became their biggest detractor, biggest troll. We're going to go the other way with Fleccas Talks. My goal, all right? I say this now. I promise. Here we go. My goal in all of this is to become friends with Fleccas, all right? And not to get clout. I don't want to be on their show or anything like that. I just want to be a nice guiding hand. And I want to take him and I want to go, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to improve this. Because I think, now these guys already smoke ROTC. It's not even close. All right. Numbers wise, all of that. But their show is worse. And I think that they could go from, Fleccas, when he was doing those man on the street things that we all remember, we all love. When he was doing that, that was big. And those got big views. And these just get kind of big views. What you're watching is a guy falling off. All right. And I don't say that with any hatred whatsoever, but the pandemic happened, which I'm sure they talk about every episode. And he went, I can't go outside anymore. I can't do man on the street. There's no more man on the street. And by the way, I'm a big fat guy. I want to sit around and eat jerky all day, which I get. And so I want to do the least work possible. This is a podcast with a visual element. You could be still going out and doing these great man on the street segments for the podcast. And then you could clip them out and put them on your channel and still get those millions of views or whatever on them. But he doesn't do that. And because he got scared during the pandemic. Did you hear they planned the hurricanes now? They planned the demics now. They probably didn't plan this podcast too thoroughly, but I want to get in there and I want to tell them, here, you need to do this. You need to do this. You got to get rid of this vaporwave shit. It's so bad looking. It's so dumb. And I want to become friends. And I want to become a helping hand. Okay. Now I'm going to say a lot of really, really unforgivable, mean shit along the way until they pay attention to me and I'm forced into their lives. This has to happen.
You can't vote.
In fact, go on this episode, this is the most recent one. Whatever Fleccas' most recent episode is, go to it. PODAWFUL mentioned. All right, PODAWFUL makes it worse. Whatever you got to put in there. Happy to be here. Let's get them aware of PODAWFUL. Let's get PODAWFUL on the mind. And every episode from now on that they put out, PODAWFUL will be there.
For sure. What do? Do you have to postpone the election? Uh-oh. Do you blame climate change?
Oh, so this is the thing. Here's how their show works, okay? Fleccas goes, or maybe it's this guy. I don't know what this guy's job is, who he is. I think they live together, by the way. So this is a classic Royce and Mersh, we live together scenario. They live in Florida. By the way.
I'm going to literally kill you.
So the parallels are never ending here. They live in Florida. They live together. One of these two guys goes on Twitter. They find the shit that you already saw 200 times yesterday. Okay, maybe 5 days ago. The oldest shit. Kelsey told me that they had a thing happen where this happens more than once, but this specific instance, they find a video that just goes viral. You know when like a video goes viral again, it goes re-viral, and everybody shares it like they had never seen it before. Like it's all the people who missed it the first time. It just goes double viral. These guys will share like a 5-year-old video, and then they'll act like it's brand new. And then they give all their takes on it, but they're the 5-year-old takes on it. Because guess what? it's the same takes in the replies on Twitter. And then the next episode, one of them will go, people in the comments were telling us that video was 5 years old. And it's like, hey, it's got to be okay that we play 5-year-old videos, but they're a news show. This is a ROTC style, event of the week, current event style show. So it's not okay. And he has to tell them it's okay that we say that. So every episode, they just go to Twitter, whatever's viral, they cover it. Here's the craziest part. I have for years been saying ROTC, all they do is just point. It's a pointing show. A lot of YouTube stuff is like this, but this is kind of falling out of fashion to some degree. But ROTC was bad about this, where they play you a video and then they repeat what was said in the video. They give no take on it, and then they play next video. Consume content, then more content. That's a thing you've heard on Twitter. So it's pointing. I just call that pointing. Hey, look. It's, hey, look at this content. ROTC will at least attempt to make a joke up about whatever they saw. They put up they literally put the tweet on screen for this show. They're not even hiding that it's from Twitter. They put the tweet on screen and then they go, look at this. And then they move on. And you're going to go, nah, they got to say something. Just wait. Wait until you see this.
Change? Do you postpone the election and blame climate change, which is basically blaming Republicans, and Joe Biden stays in power and steps down and hands it off to Kamala? You don't even need to have an election?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Maybe.
Maybe. Minus the hurricane machine.
This is the most banter and most commentary they're going to do, is the lead up to the this is them previewing what's going to happen on the program.
But yeah, sure.
So that's kind of what I see maybe coming. I don't want it to happen. But I have a really...
They do look like they belong on Jesse's screen, says InfoWar in chat. It feels right at home.
Really bad feeling they're going to try and smash us with a bad hurricane and then just say, oh, it's climate change. Republicans didn't let us do anything about that.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the map, too, Western North Carolina is very much red. And
all right, now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet either. Their eyes keep darting down here to the lower portion of the screen. You see what's here behind me? You see this? What's that? Anyone see? Hello? Anyone home? Wake up!
An iPad?
No, it's a laptop. You were close. It's crazy that you could get that wrong, but no, it's a laptop. And their whole show is mapped out on this. They're reading. Okay. So not only do they have no takes, they're reading the little bit they are saying. It's all right in front of them.
And if you remove that and look at the rest of the state, it's kind of like a blue-red toss-up with like Raleigh and the cities and Charlotte.
Asheville, obviously very blue.
So that's what I mean when I say like they beta tested. They ran it, it worked, wiped out state half the the left part of the state.
The rural counties are really getting it worse, and they're getting less help, which we're going to get into.
Yeah,
right?
which we're actually going to get into right now. So just keep an eye out for that. I don't want it to happen.
Hey guys, we're getting into it.
But in a schizo world where like the bad guys are willing to do anything to stay in power, the 2020 situation, George Floyd, I would say they go as far as nuking.
Mention another 2016
That's what I
thing.
think Hillary Clinton might be referring to.
You guys remember all the stuff that ever happened in the world? Hillary Clinton, George Floyd, BLM, transgenders, history.
So we'll see.
But my thing is, just to push back a little on the schizo, is what they've done in the past is...
That made Fleccas mad. Ooh, did you see that? And we are going to cause a grift between these guys as well.
To
Watch
push
this.
back a little on the...
So he's going to push back on the schizo. Watch Fleccas.
Schizo is what...
He's looking at the audience like, really? That's him. That's him empathizing with you, the conservative boomer grandma in the audience, who's like, no, don't push back on the schizo. That's all right. The schizo's right. I believe it already. He's upset, and he should be. This guy's got to go. That's, by the way, the number one thing. When I become the advisor to Fleccas Talks, my first note is this guy is, at the very least, he's no longer on camera and no longer has a microphone. Maybe he can work behind the scenes. I'm sure they're friends or whatever. Yeah, well, no, Jules is also allowed to have a mic for some reason, which is a giant mistake. I don't know how. she still has one. Hasn't enough of the audience at this point said, you got to stop with that. This guy's got to go.
They've done in the past is amplify kind of a nothing burger story. And then, January 6th.
Look at he's like, yeah, okay, well, we were moving on to the next one. So could you maybe not undo my point? I was cooking.
George Floyd, they have something like a little fake thing, and they amplify, and talk about it. So as opposed to hurricane machines wiping out a whole state, I don't know. I think they need even less than that for the media to get behind something, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So
yeah, wow, he made Royce's noise. That's a Royce, a noise.
But they're desperate.
He's making noises.
It's a big one.
Balance in the podcast, right?
Okay, move along. This is Fleccas. Okay, well, shut up.
That's good balance. The truth is somewhere.
Yeah. And we'll see what Hillary Clinton has in between us.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. All right, let's get into the hurricane response section. Kamala announced the resources being
He's reading it. You can see him reading it, right?
provided to those affected by the hurricane.
By the way, they only have one laptop. That's all they can afford. This is a huge show. They've got thousands and thousands of people watching. They're sharing a laptop, and it's all the way in front of this guy. This guy must control the money or something. He's like, this is a reverse bizarre sort of Jabba the Hutt, Slave Leia scenario where the big fat guy is the one on the chain.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included.
Speaking of Jabba the Hutt, speaking of Royce, Jabba the Hutt, Royce is always sitting there going, you ever notice that? Royce got his tongue out all the day. He's like, he's doing the Jabba tongue thing. What is that? What's he doing with his tongue? Where is it going?
He's trying to get all the little soup off his beard.
You think he's got little extras he saved in there for a while? Yeah, maybe. He's got he knows he's got one crumb over here from dinner, one crumb from lunch. He's just sampling. A little sampler platter.
FEMA providing
By the way, and I can't ever say anything. For some reason, I'm not allowed to make jokes about Keno Casino, despite being friends with Keno Casino with Andy. But I like Andy, okay? But I'm going to make a little joke, and I hope everyone's cool with it. But we talk a lot about manservants on this show. For some reason, Jabba the Hutt and Salacious Crumb come up about 100% of the time on this show. And in this scenario, you would think this is Jabba. He's Fleccas. It's the name of his show. And this is Salacious Crumb. But it's like, it seems to be the opposite. And then on ROTC, Mersh had to get fatter to turn Royce into his Salacious Crumb. But the absolute, there's no better pairing of Jabba and Salacious Crumb, manservant style stuff going on than Keno Casino. And fucking PPP and Andy are, this is why I like Keno Casino. I realize it. When I watch Return of the Jedi, not Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, my favorite part is the Jabba part. Everything else after that sucks. And I like watching, the big fat guy sit there licking his lips and the little guy going, yeah! And that's Andy. Oh, Andy. Oh, Suda. Andy Mibuki. Ethan Ralph no Poodoo.
Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba. Yeah, my favorite Jabba the Hutt line. Chumbawamba. He gets knocked out, and then he does not get back up again. Leia does keep him down.
$150 for folks who need immediate needs being met.
Wow, $750.
$750 one time. Cut a check.
The whole town gets swept away by a mudslide, and here's $700.
There's no road. There's no power, but $700 when all the stores are empty, that should help.
Yeah, here's 7 blackjack hands for you.
They're leaving perfect pauses for each other to speak.
Yeah, it's set up. Guy. Remember when we used to say that ROTC pre-plans their little bits and jokes and stuff? It does feel like there's a little rhythm going on there where they're waiting for the next. But every single thing let's roll that back real quick. Every single thing they just said there is what you just saw. There was nothing new.
For folks who need immediate needs being met.
Wow, $750.
$750 one time. Cut a check.
The whole town gets swept away by a mudslide, And here's $700.
There's no road, there's no power, but $700 when all the stores are empty, that should help.
By the way, one of the guys just lowers the amount. That $50, you know, it's $50. That makes a difference. And then the other guy's like, "Yep, now it's $700 too." I also agree, $700.
Yeah, here's 7 blackjack hands for you.
What are you admitting to there?
No, I'm kidding.
And that's the thing too. It's like
I'm just kidding.
Gambling reference.
A lot of times Maui was, I think, $700. And migrants get food stamps. Migrants get everything. It seems like Americans, when it comes to Americans, it's kind of a get paid to shut the fuck up and go away, you know? Whereas migrants and...
Ooh. All right, Fleccas is... So he just messed up his line. He, like, stumbled a little bit, and then Fleccas checks the script.
EBT recipients, which we've covered in Urban Decay, they get the subscription plan. They keep coming back.
And there's also paper. I don't know if you can see on the desk there. There's papers in front of them. So they have a whole script planned out.
So they're helpless. They're truly helpless. And Americans, you know, $750.
Oh, he's reading it. He's reading this guy just said the script thing, and now he's looking down at the paper.
Back on your feet on your own.
You should be all right, right? Yeah. You lost a couple houses here, $750. And then FEMA is...
Right, $750, you know? $750. The hurricane, $750. You get $750. And you heard $100, $750 in a hurricane.
Now saying they're out of money.
By the way, I should just do that for this episode. In fact, every time I ever cover Fleccas Talks from here on out, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go, see, look, there. See it? He said the thing. And then I just hit play again.
There's an AP article. Mayorkas warns FEMA doesn't have enough funding to...
Yeah, Mayorkas. He's talking about Mayorkas right now.
Pass through hurricane season.
Yeah, and the quote from the article says, "We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to
no
make
funds."
So, and he said no funds about it. So that's what's happening in the article.
Get through the season.
And that was the first hurricane of the season, basically?
Yeah, the first one. So this...
That was the first quarter.
The first quarter of the season, the hurricanes.
And let's go over what FEMA does have money for, or did have money for. Something I guess that's more priority.
Yeah.
Can you read that tweet?
Well, this is for a spending report from the federal.
So again, tweet. So we're looking at a tweet.
Federal Emergency Management.
They didn't look this up. This is just a tweet.
An agency grant in 2023. Amount $106 million. Recipient New York City Office of Management and Budget. Purpose: Shelter and Services Program for Migrant Assistance.
So you got $100 million to house my illegals
in the state of New York.
In the state of New York, and then we have another.
Yeah, I got that when you read it 1 second ago.
They're about
in the
billion.
State of New York.
Oh well, in the state of New York.
Looks like for 2024.
Yeah, this was for fiscal year 2024. Homeland Security.
Yep, 2024.
FEMA is in under Homeland Security.
It's crazy. Like, we make fun of Mersh for being old Mershy 2 times, him repeating this. At least he's repeating a joke. At least he's repeating his attempt at humor. They're repeating, by the way, they're repeating something that is still on screen. I can just read it again myself. What have you provided here? I feel I'm going crazy and this is every one of these 2016 leftovers guys. That's what we're calling it now. They're 2016 leftovers. These are reheated takes. And every single one of these guys does this. They don't have anything to say about it. And the worst part, the most insidious part of this is it's by design. It's on purpose. They're leaving the blank for their dumbass conservative audience to fill in. They don't want to give a take on it. Now they do. They give takes, but they give the takes that they read from the boomers already. Okay? So when they're on the Twitter and someone has left a good comment and it's gotten enough likes, they then say it like they came up with it. But anything beyond that, when they're reading an article, there's no replies to the article. So they don't know what to say. So they leave it open for grandma and grandpa to sit there and go, here's what I think about it. And then it tricks you because a guy is reading it to you in the format of a show where it's a pundit, a talking head show. This is like one of the sickest internet tricks, and this has been going on for a while now, and nobody calls this out. you expect a comment on this. You expect an opinion. And they just read it to you, and they read it with a little bit of a voice. So there's a little, I mean, that's something of a comment. They put a little inflection on it. And of course, they're only reading the stuff that they know makes you, grandma, mad. You know, this is the thing you listen to. This is your hate porn that you flick off to while you're doing your cross stitching or whatever. What do grandmas do?
Doing your makeup.
No,
They do their makeup.
They're not. Grandmas are doing makeup. They're putting. They might
makeup.
They might put their face on. Okay, we love you, grandma.
But the euphemism you came up with, doing their makeup.
Doing their. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, doing their. Yeah, they're doing their makeup. So these grandmas are sitting there and they think they've heard an opinion because they heard their own in their head, and that's what all of this is. That's all the most popular shit ever that you watch. Really sit there from now on. Take whatever your favorite thing is, except for PodAWFUL. When you are, especially YouTube shit, but this is true of television as well. Whatever it is you sit there and watch, really sit there and ask yourself, did they say something they think, or did I just hear what I think in it? And maybe they did say something. And then ask yourself, did they just say the thing I already thought? Did they just say the thing that agrees with me? And if the answer to that question is always yes, you can stop watching. You don't need your thoughts affirmed to you. That's stupid people slop. That's slop tent. That's non-tent. That's somebody sitting there insecure in their thought. By the way, your thoughts, if you are that person, you probably already got your thoughts and ideas from a different guy yourself. You also went on Twitter like these guys and read somebody else's take and went, my take now. So I'm speaking, this is falling on deaf ears. But if you watch stuff to have your own thoughts said back to you, if what you listen to doesn't challenge you at least every once in a while in some way, you're a dummy. Congrats. You're the midwit that I'm sure they share the graph of the midwit with the druid and the retard soy jacks or whatever they're called this week. I don't know. They probably share that on this fucking show all the time. You're the guy in the middle. That's you. And that's them. It's just a bunch of midwits all sitting around thinking they're the druid and pretending that because they're sharing this idea with each other, which, by the way, that's memetics. Now, there is some truth probably to that meme, but the druid would never share the meme because he's not bothering with thinking about things that everyone else is thinking about. And if you're sitting there watching this shit, which let's take a look at the comments. Let's see what they say. Fridays are just Fridays until Fleccas Talks actually starts. Wow. So that guy, his name's Whiskey Mikey. Ooh, he likes whiskey. He's a big boy drinker. He's part of the intelligent dark web. You know what pisses me the fuck off? I got engaged a couple of years ago to a woman from Honduras. Okay, well, I get that. That would piss me off too. How do you even accidentally do something like that? After over a year and a half, this is a guy writing his diary. I'm not even going to finish that. What do you call an armed non-citizen detaining you? An enemy combatant. Are you rolling your eyes at this? Are these cringe takes? Because they're probably takes you have had. As a Minnesotan, the last time I heard about a Somali police officer was Mohammed Noor, who got away with murdering Justine Damon. 94 likes. Oh, God, remember? Remember the story? $750 for U.S. millions. So $750 for U.S. millions for the invaders. Billions for Zelensky and Netanyahu. And 10% for the big guy.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
Harvey Weinstein?
That's it. Go to the comments, and that's them filling in the blanks. That's what they're waiting for. And this is endemic of YouTube. This is built in. The comment section creates this, focusing on the comments. So these guys all know they need comments, to juice the algorithm, to get Al Gore dancing. They got to juice them comments. And so they tell you, let me know in the comments this thing. They don't actually give a fuck. And that's been a thing for tell me about this thing. I got this thing wrong on purpose, a thing I could have researched and edited into this video that I spent 30 hours editing. This video I've been working on for a month. For some reason, I didn't have enough time to find out the answer to this question. Let me know in the comments. So they were doing that forever. And now they do this thing where they're like, they want you to tell them what to talk about in the comments. And then they'll say something like, I saw a video just today that did this, where a guy will say, I don't know what the answer to this is. Let everybody know in the comments. It's like, oh, we came to the video for you to tell us that. That's your job. You don't know. Fucking Google it and say it. I watched the video to avoid Googling. Okay? Throw in a fucking jump cut. Let's go. They do this now. The comments cause this sort of thing because you can't, it's lowest common denominator. You can't piss anyone off. You can't have outside ideas. You can't think out of the box, which, by the way, is a phrase that you say when you can't think outside of the box. That's the box. Everyone says the phrase, that's the box. These guys don't want to say that stuff. They don't want to freak anyone out. So it gets sicker. They leave the blank. It's filled in your head and in the comment section. Then they read the comments. They're in there. I saw them hearting and replying to comments. They really are reading them. And then the next episode, they know what the safe thing to say is. Oh, this one got 100 likes in the comment section. This is my take. I will give $750 to every American afflicted by Fleccas talks if they make one solid original take during this entire episode.
We'll provide $640 million to enable non-federal entities to offset allowable costs incurred for services associated with non-citizen migrant arrivals in their community.
What is that face that Fleck is making?
Yeah.
It's maybe the teleprompter's not moving fast enough. I don't know.
And then outside of FEMA, everyone knows $450 billion was spent in the last year for illegals and
everyone knows it, which is why I'm having to check in on the screen over there to see the number.
Housing, healthcare, all the resources, money, cash, cards, all that stuff.
New York City.
Everyone. By the way, if you're starting a sentence with "everyone knows," this is no longer a show. Don't even say it. We already know. We already know. Unless you're going to follow that up with something new. You can't say that. Not on a show. You could say that before every sentence on this show. As everyone knows, here's our next topic.
City was $5 billion. We've had a lot of different numbers thrown around, but then when it comes time to help people who got American taxpayers who got
they're calling them Wersch and Boyce in the chat room, folks.
Wiped out. It's like FEMA's like checking around their pockets, like they pull them inside out.
$700.
I don't know.
$700. I don't know. $700.
And then we had one more another service.
That's it. I mean,
we have the foreign aid list here.
Yeah, the foreign aid list, and that's what we said on last episode. It's like now that we have actual emergencies.
This is a tweet. Hang on a second. This is a tweet. They're cutting it off. They're hiding it, but it's a tweet. I can tell formatting wise, font. This is a tweet.
A lot of this shit that we've been complaining about the whole time. Migrant costs, foreign aid costs, which, a show like us is constantly
listing more things.
Now
he just said a show like this is constantly bringing it. We've been complaining about. Oh, Fleccas Talks has been complaining about it. Somebody call the Mayorkas.
It makes it even more egregious, given that we don't have the funding for an actual emergency for Americans. $24 billion to Ukraine. Number seems low.
Well, that was just the last year. That number is like almost $300 billion at this point, 200 and something billion, I'm assuming.
Yep, $11 billion to Israel.
Boring. Okay, you know what? Kelsey was right. She skipped all the hurricane talk, and she was right. We got to move past the hurricane talk. We're all done with hurricane.
So no one's allowed to help. And then
from TEMA, I'm guessing that's FEMA for Tennessee. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, this is more hurricane. Sorry, Kelsey, you were right. I'm sorry.
Some points that I haven't really heard people make. Okay. So we have some things that are worth listening to, in my opinion. First of all,
wait, whoa, wait a second. I just noticed this. You know, I've got my little logo here up. What is Pulse Plus? They've got a little bug in the corner here called Pulse Plus. Is that like Disney Plus, but for 2016 leftovers, guys? Can somebody look into that? I want to know what Pulse Plus is. I've never noticed that before.
The visual summary of the debate. Deer in the headlights.
Okay, this is a tweet. Okay, they've cut off. At least leave the attribution in there. At least show the guy who tweeted. You're just stealing.
Boy versus the Chad looking into the camera.
Wait, hey, I want to hear this from the top.
Things that are worth listening to, in my opinion. First of all, the visual summary of the debate. Deer in the headlights boy versus the Chad looking into the camera. Office move. Jim from the Office move. That relates with the women.
Every single reply. I saw this tweet. This is the thing. This whole episode, every tweet they cover, I had seen on my own. Every one of them. Now, I'm extremely online, okay? So I see a lot of stuff. I see stuff before you guys see it, and I see it more often than you see it, and then I see it over and over and over again. This is why I don't like to cover this kind of shit, is because by the time you are prepared to see it, I've seen it like 9 million times. And I'm bored. I'm bored of it. And I just don't like this stuff anyway. So I had seen all of these tweets. And I also saw all of the replies to those tweets. And every single reply on this tweet, which I saw with my own eyes, was, oh, Vance is doing the Jim from The Office face. Oh, what's the other guy's name? Waltz. Waltz is doing a deer. He's a deer in the headlights. He looks lost up there. Now, obviously, those are just obvious things to say. But they're now, this is days after the debate. Days after. Every single comment that could be made about this has been made. It's like impossible. You got it. ROTC is right to do the show daily because you have to do it the same day or else it's been done 5 million times when you're talking about these huge topics like this. These guys waited like 4 days to cover the debate. So every single thing they're going to say, even if he thought Jim from The Office in his own head, which he didn't. And now for the rest of the show, I don't have that. Even if he thought of that on his own, there is no chance that he doesn't know. That he doesn't know that it was said 5 million times before him. You can't say it. You can't say Jim from The Office now. It's too late. Unless you got a new spin, unless you're going to edit, are you deep faking JD Vance's? Is that the guy's name? Every time I say that, you know what? You know what's fucking me up here? Okay, new take. I'm going to do the Office thing. Here's the new take. There's a guy on The Office named Vance. Bob Vance. Vance's refrigeration. How about that? Throw that in there. Deep fake Vance's face on it, and then the guy. If you could do that, you could add on to. You can't say it. You can't introduce this like that's your thought
of the debate. Deer in the headlights boy versus
by the way, Pulse Plus is their network.
They have a network.
That's the network they're a part of.
What does that mean?
Yep.
It's like
they're part of.
They're on an independent news organization.
So there's a online newspaper called The National Pulse, and that's Pulse Plus is their app. So you can basically there's a few podcasts they sponsor.
Wait, hang on. So it's a news article website.
Basically.
Yeah, they're sponsored by it. They're affiliated with it.
Why are these guys not covering the articles from the company that owns them?
It's kind of funny because on the Play Store it says "Stay ahead of the global conversation with Pulse Plus."
By the way, that's a joke in general. Like, fuck these guys. Fuck all this shit. Hi, I'm the news. The news is not. Okay? It's not new. It's not the news. There's no, like, you know, I've been saying this forever, but why are most news stories news stories? Why do you need to know? And I'm even talking about local shit. I know when I say shit like this, people are like, well, yeah, but you need to know what's going on locally. Do you? Do you? Unless the guy that they're talking about in the news that was shot is like your friend, which I guess he could be, you don't really need to know. It's just kind of depressing. And it's not something important. People die every day. You'll find out. You don't need the news to tell you that a man was shot or that a child was kidnapped or any of that. If it's your child kidnapped, sure. Most of the news is nothing. Most of the news is shit that doesn't affect anyone. Forget everyone. Anyone. The craziest part is that's been the case for 30 years that the news has been nothing. As soon as they started doing human interest stories, the news became just a diary, basically, of a town. And, you know, maybe people find that important or good or interesting, but they're wrong and stupid. And now the news is tweets. The reason these guys are covering the tweets is that's what the news is. They can beat their own company, this Pulse Plus thing. They can beat them to the punch. They can beat them. They don't have to wait for the article to be written because the articles are just tweets. The article, look at the news now. They get their info from Twitter. And they've been doing that for 15 years. That's been increased. And now it's just 100%. 100% of the news is just what happened on Twitter that day. It is insane. These guys are bought. So I can never influence the way the show goes then, unfortunately, because they're
on the Google Play Store, they're listed right next to Steve Bannon's War Room. So that's what you get with Pulse Plus.
That's also on that network.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Steve Bannon, I don't know. I know who that is vaguely. I've never listened to anything with him, but maybe he's got something to say. He's like an older man. He's not a complete retard. He's not a guy who used to go around asking people questions on a spoon. So perhaps there's something worthwhile there. I can't believe that the show that is owned by a news network is just reading tweets. Like, it seems like they would want some sort of. And by the way, so how does that work then? The news network owns them. Is Farmer Bill sponsoring the news? Technically, then is he involved? Like, because he's a watcher of the show. So did he contact? I thought this was like a pirate ship deal. Adam Carolla, the pirate ship. And I thought he was contacting. I thought he called up Fleccas, and he's like, "I love the show. By the way, I make biltong." And Fleccas is like, "What?" And he's like, "Beef jerky." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I eat that every day." He's like, "Ah, really? Do I have the deal for you?" So now Pulse Plus is involved. Does Pulse Plus own the farm that these cows are having their soy removed from?
Pulse Plus only has 5K plus downloads on the Play Store. So I imagine they're probably paying Fleccas Talks a small amount per episode just to host their platform so they have some content.
Just take the logo off screen at that point. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
I don't think it's a major sponsor.
They're bigger than the fucking thing that owns them. That's embarrassing.
Exactly.
Get rid of Pulse Plus, man. We got to get, all right, that's number 2. You got to get rid of this guy, whoever he is. Bizarro Merch has to go, and we got to get rid of Pulse Plus. You can still be owned by the company. I don't give a shit, but we got to get rid of the logo from the screen. It's frightening. You just see something like that out of nowhere, a tiny little hidden logo, and you go, Pulse Plus, what does that mean? And then you find out secretly that, these guys are controlled op. Do you think that the grannies in the chat, in the comment section know that?
Dad looking into the camera. Office move. Jim from The Office move.
That relates with the women. Girls love The Office. And there were a couple times. This might sound schizo as well, but let me.
Here we go. We're schizo. We're schizo posting. Hey, friends Fwens. Hey, my fellow PP the Frogs. We're schizo posting.
Cook on this.
He's cooking. We're cooking.
A couple times I thought Tim Waltz had an earpiece in because
By the way, I would love to see a schizo cook. Imagine the meals that he would come up with. He's telling you that the soup is giving him secrets. You're like, what? I need to listen to your soup. Give it back. It knows stuff about me.
Tone and emphasis in the way he was talking, I would hear his answers and I couldn't even understand what he was saying. So he was just talking and going on, but because like it sounded like he was just like repeating what he was hearing, and there was a couple times where he would like lose a word and not remember the word, but then get it last second. But like you can tell his gears in his head aren't turning for the word. It was just like waiting for the guy to.
Oh, I missed this. Oh, is this what I think it is? Let me just go back through the chat here. I don't know if I think this guy's replying to what I was saying about the news. He says, this guy, I love this. He says, surprise is his name. He says, stay ignorant. And then he says, Jesse doesn't vote. So you do? Ooh, and I'm the one who's ignorant? Ooh, gay. Gay. You vote? Do you send letters to Santa too? Are you stupid? Oh, you voted? Here's a sticker. Big boy. Oh, he voted because he heard the news. You know, the news from the tweets. The news from the tweets. The food mysteries. Oh, you voted? And the world is like this? Good job!
I'm helping.
I'm just kidding. You're probably smart. Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? Huh? Which elector did you vote for?
I wrote in my slate of electors.
I found this out today. Royce didn't even vote for Trump. Did you know that?
Whoa.
Did you know that Royce didn't vote for... He's Mr. 2016. He didn't vote for Trump in 2016.
That's crazy.
Did anyone know that?
They should take his YouTube money away.
No. I mean, he didn't energize the base.
Royce,
Vote for Kanye?
I watched a few minutes of the very first episode of ROTC. Okay? Because Royce is hiding episodes on the YouTube channel now because he's so afraid of losing the YouTube channel.
You can get them on Internet Archive.
Well, no, they're still on YouTube. You can get them on fucking YouTube. They're on his channel on YouTube, and you can get to them. And I clicked through that first episode, and he says, well, listen, I didn't even vote for Trump. You didn't vote for Trump.
Jesus.
What is this all about? Who did you vote for? Yourself? Who'd you vote for? Satan? Well, he did help marry you to your wife. I guess he sort of earned your vote for that one. So, I don't know. I'm sure this surprise guy, he says Brooklyn Dad. Okay, I was going to say, wait, is Brooklyn Dad, does he think that's me or is he referencing the Twitter man? Brooklyn, isn't that like a guy on Twitter who's like an anti-Trump?
A leftoid guy, yeah.
Guy. So, okay, maybe he just means that. I don't know. I'm sure surprise is a fine and nice and smart guy. Can millennials stop using Gen Z slang? It's getting weird. Well, I agree with that. Okay, that's what we're talking. See, yeah, cooking and all that. Sorry, surprise. But it is frighteningly hilarious when a guy tells me he votes. I'm sorry. It's like finding out a guy smokes. You know, it's so crazy. Here's some of Royce's 2016 election coverage. Says, ahoy, guy. I don't think we got time. Maybe after show. We'll do that in the after show. How about that? Or somebody remind me of that. We'll do that in the after show. I'd like to see that. And I'll play you Royce admitting he never voted for Trump as well. Because I wonder if he's gone back. I wonder if he's lied now and said that he did vote for Trump back then. I bet he has. There's got to be somebody. We need one of these crazy schizo. Oh, I'm going schizo. I'm cooking. I need one of you schizos to cook on this for a second and find me the clips of every time Royce has talked about voting and whether or not he said he voted Trump or not. Okay. I need every instance of that and compile that, put it on r/merge, do the whole deal.
I tell him, and I have a clip here. Listen to how he says Gaza in this situation. It really sounds like he's just repeating what the guy in the ear is saying.
Voice in the Situation Room.
I'm starting to think these guys have earpiece. Pulse Plus is in their ear telling them what to say.
Would you support or oppose a preemptive strike by Israel on Iran? You have 2 minutes.
Well, thank you. And thank you for those joining at home tonight. Let's keep in mind where this started. October 7th, Hamas terrorists massacred over 1,400 Israelis and took prisoners. Israel's ability to be able to defend itself is absolutely fundamental. Getting its hostages back, fundamental, and ending the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. But
I mean, doesn't it sound like the humanitarian crisis in Gaza?
Yeah.
Like,
he was waiting for some.
We saw it. All right. Everybody ready? Your chance at $750 comes right now.
Someone to unlock it for him, maybe.
And maybe. And then we have him here. It's
nope. Sorry. Boom, 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 boom. Nothing. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Okay, and then we have on to the next clip. Just keep it moving. We got to go. We got more tweets to look at.
Doing this symbol to Pete Buttigieg, who's probably the gay guy in his ear.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to tell him, like, hey, thumb scratching. My earpiece is malfunctioning.
Drug mules, among other things, regarding children.
The drug mule.
That's the symbol.
Yeah, that's the symbol of to Pete, Mayor Pete.
So Pete spent the whole week in Tim Walz's
Remember
butt.
Pete?
We're going to show you a clip of him giving a symbol. Then they show a clip of him giving the symbol, and then they say, we just showed you a clip of him giving the symbol.
Welcome to Fleccas Talks, the show where we show you Fleccas Talks and then tell you that we showed you Fleccas Talks. I'm your host, Fleccas Talks.
And now
they should start doing that. Imagine them doing DVD commentary of their own show. What would that be at that point? The director's commentary on this? Yeah, we totally showed them what happened at the debate.
Digging around in there.
$750.
I love when you made that point.
In his ear.
Little paws, little rat face digging around.
Okay, that was half of a thought. It wasn't Fleccas who said it.
And you know, I'll go with the non-schizo thing.
Christ, did I accidentally loop the video? What is happening?
Meta, like they start off the debate asking about Israel. That's what the American VP debate is about.
That's a good point.
That's a great point from Twitter. Thank you, Twitter, for our good point.
Israel, gun control, climate change. You know, come on. Israel. Ask about Israel again. There was one point where Tim Walz was like, oh, yeah, just wait till we get to healthcare because he didn't want to talk about something.
Yeah.
Pretty pathetic.
And then I also had a theory that maybe he had projector contact lenses.
Okay.
He was kind of looking dead on and then just like reading.
Oh, is that a theory of yours? Let's find out. Projector contact lenses. By the way, not a thing. Makes no sense. What would that even be? Projector. So they're projecting. So we would see the beam of light from out in the audience, I guess. What does that mean? Where is it projecting from? The inside of his head? All right, so I'm just going to type into, I have not previously done this, by the way. I'm just going to type in projector contact lenses into Twitter. Just want to see if that phrase even comes up. Okay. Pushing back. Okay, let's just see if there's anything at all. Bionic lenses. They're saying. Now, maybe he just called it something stupid. Let's do, what's this guy's name again? Walls?
Yeah.
Let's, Walls contact lenses. I just want to see. I just want to see if there's anything about this. There's no way he thought this. A thing did come up. Let's see. Projector contact lenses. Okay, somebody else looked this. I don't want to keep you guys waiting here, but somebody look to see if anyone else previously had said this. I guarantee you, he's calling this his theory. Which, by the way, I would be willing to believe. maybe for once, that is his theory because he called it projector contact lenses, which doesn't make no sense. Ooh, Tim Walls. Oh. But oh my God, they both are so horrifying.
Yeah, they're making the same face.
Sanpaku. Yeah, I'm just willing to bet that he read that somewhere. I would love to see the tweet he stole that off of.
A script and he didn't have the emphasis and tone where needed. So that could be it.
Yeah, he looked at a script and then he looks over at the laptop. He looks at his own script.
And then he had that big eyes moment where he had like his eyes.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, we already got it. Ahoy, guy. This is not the thing we were just talking about. Hang on a second. Not to get your hopes too up, but let me open the link. God damn it. There we go. Here's Royce Lopez, everyone. What does he say here? I voted for Trump twice, you absolute moron.
Oh, really, dude?
Trump won my county in Florida by a huge margin thanks to Cuba. Oh, so Royce himself, by himself, voted Trump into office. He did it. Him and his Cuban thank God for Cubans. What would we do without him? Okay, well, now we are going to have to jump ahead here, and we are going to have to go and oops. No. Sorry. We're going to have to find. Oh God. Where is it? Let's find that at the Revenge of the Sis full episodes playlist. Okay, perfect. And here's episode 1. This is the first show they ever did, September 1st, 2017. So remember, these guys started a podcast about 2016 in the year 2017. That's kind of a preview of how things are going to go. And I know putting in Trump into search here is going to give 1 billion results, but let's, perfect. It's the first thing he says about Trump in the episode. Okay, well, this should be pretty easy then. Ladies and gentlemen, so let's, here, get ready. Everybody get ready to clip. You ready? Clip time. You ready? So here's Royce saying, and this is 2024, February of 2024. He tells somebody, he really gets him. He says, I voted for Trump twice, you absolute moron. Trump won my county in Florida by a huge majority thanks to Cubans. Well, here's Royce in 2017 on the first episode of ROTC, and he says,
don't hate America.
Right. And by the way, just get that out there first.
So
I didn't vote for Trump. Not.
You want to hear that one more time?
And by the way, just get that out there first. I didn't vote for Trump. Not. And by the way, just get that out there first. I didn't vote for Trump. Not a Trump. Didn't vote for Hillary, but that's.
He's starting to say not a Trump supporter. You hear that?
Get that out there first. I didn't vote for Trump. Not a Trump. Didn't vote for Hillary, but that's the common ground that I believe.
I voted.
Okay.
Well, at least I got the one thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know Cubans were such liars.
Well, that's what I took away from this. I've learned so much about Cubans. Thank you, Royce. All right. Well, there you go. I just happened to have seen that before the show. What a perfect little thing right there. Has anybody even looked into that before? All right. Let's go back to the Fleccas here. Again, Fleccas, new goon of the show. How do we feel about Fleccas?
Yeah.
He's the spoon goon.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back after this. More ROTC coming up. More Fleccas.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Pizza.
PODAWFUL.pizza.
Can you say PODAWFUL is the best show on the internet?
Barry Caravello Live is the best show on the internet.
How about this? Snap to, sit up straight, and say, hey, I'm Barry Caravello, and I think PODAWFUL is the best show on the internet.
Look, all right, I'll be nice and I'll say I think PODAWFUL is the best show on the internet. But I really think my show's the best show on the internet. But when I snap out of this bunk, is when my show's the best show on the internet.
Nah, not tonight. Far from the best show tonight.
Not tonight. Exactly. Tonight, no good.
And we're back. Woo! Fleccas!
Yeah!
Let's fucking goo.
PODAWFUL.pizza. PODAWFUL.pizza real quick before we continue. Again, I took that little week off there, not just because it was my birthday, by the way, but also because I'm working on some other very big things for the show. Very, very cool stuff. And the podcast did not sleep. And in fact, if you missed out on it, then you just slept on the podcast because there was more content posted, and it was posted over at PODAWFUL.com. The Pizza Fund, we posted 2 brand new Pizza Fund only shows over there. One of them only $1. It's in the dollar level of the show, and it's the Pizza Fund, and it's called H2BH, the show, MC Lance and the Lanceophiles. If you recall, this guy Lance that we've made fun of many times, goon of the show, he's actually, somehow he's becoming like a public domain goon that lots of people make fun of and troll now, now that we've kind of let him go a little bit. And Lance is, how would you describe Lance, guys? How do I even explain this to people?
Sort of like mentally a retarded pedophile.
Yeah, retarded pedophile. That's right. So Lance, he keeps worming his way into all these communities, and they don't know about his proclivities. So I showed up one time. He was apparently talking to Slipknot, and I don't know, Slipknot has a podcast or something, and they were talking to Lance, and I got on the podcast, and I told them all about Lance and the Lanceophiles, which of course is a Discord group filled with elderly, like octogenarians who want to kill and eat Lance. Very interesting, very funny stuff. Go check it out. Dollar level of the Pizza Fund. And also, we have a Pod After show. This is kind of odd because this came out weeks after the fact. We usually do the Pod After show right after. But I posted this one. It's Comedy Shaman's 9/11 Can Car Fuel Felt Clay Streams. And this is the Pod After show to our 9/11 Crashtacular episode, which kind of spoils what that episode is about, which is why this came out weeks later. But basically, if you've already watched that episode, you know there was an entire catfishing operation, false flag against Comedy Shaman, run by this girl, Lisa. And Lisa did a terrible job. At documenting the event, but it was very fun. The footage is worth it. Like, let's not joke around here. It's actually good. It's actually a very funny and good episode, but it's also funny to yell at Lisa for fucking it up. And so we yelled at Lisa a little bit more for fucking it up. And you can find it over. This is actually in the, so we did one small one, $1 level, one $20 level of the show. There are levels in between those two if you're brand new. Don't worry about it. PODAWFUL.pizza, get access to tons and tons of stuff. And remember, that doesn't get you access to just this one thing. It gets you access to all the stuff in the levels. But this Pod After show is special. It's different. I had to put it in a slightly higher level because of the things that happen in it. Basically, we torture Lisa. We force her to do things. She tells us the entire story of catfishing. She, on her own, catfish Comedy Shaman. It was like disgusting. It was sick. I warned him for months that he was getting catfished. So once again, Comedy Shaman catfished himself. And she gave us all the details of the date she went on with him, all the sad desperation that happened. And then We made her beat herself up. We made her hit herself. We made her go into gas stations and tell people she's taking a big shit and all these other punishments. It's very, very funny. Pod After Show. It's over an hour long. So go check it out. PodAwful.pizza. That and much more content. Look at all this fucking content, by the way. Look at all this. I got to put the... I should highlight the Awful Ween episode since we're in October. We will be having Awful Ween at the end of this month. That's a thing that Pod Awful invented, Awful Ween, and now there's a thing called Kino Ween. So whatever. But anyway, so we got a lot of content for you. PodAwful.pizza. All right, let's get back to it. Fleccas and then some ROTC.
Big and look stupid.
Yeah.
And you'd look at that and go, oh, this guy is weak and out of control and not very sturdy. I don't really trust him.
Yeah, he's shell-shocked.
Yeah, like a deer in headlights. And then the media covers for him. Waltz's wide eyes show his passion.
That's the best. And this is Politico, I think, who covered for it. That's the best.
In the chat, Tiny Lion says, I thought Jesse took about a month-long break from the podcast, but turned out the YouTube channel just got deleted. PodAwful.com. There will be shows all the time. You will never miss anything. If you can make a free account, by the way, at podawful.com, totally free, and you'll never miss anything. And I keep saying this. I've been running by the way, while I was gone, there was a 24/7 Pod Awful stream going. And which had an unusual amount of people watching it at all times. Congratulations to the total freaks out there who've got nothing going on. It was actually, I would just check in on the stream every once in a while, and it was very sad to see how many people were watching this. But I invented a brand new thing called second screen content. This is new technology that I've created. And basically, we had this 24/7 stream going on, where it's playing all these old, it's from my channel and from all the archivist channels. So thank you to the YouTube archivists out there who have been putting stuff up. I put this all on a playlist and I started streaming it 24/7. And I've got a little banner running at the bottom of the stream. And it's just a bunch of silly URLs that I've got. I own a bunch of urbanmoving.systems, podawful.pizza, awful.tube, awful.world, infowarp.net, all these different ones. If you take that awful.tube and you bookmark it, when this channel goes down, and it will, you will have a link that takes you to our new YouTube channel instantly. The second I start a new YouTube, if you ever go, oh, what's happening? I haven't seen Pod Awful in a while. Check awful.tube. Okay? The channel goes down every year, sometimes twice in a year. Awful.tube, bookmark it, awful.com. You'll miss nothing. Thank you for saying that, Tiny Lion, so that I remember to tell people that.
Is when there's a body in the wreckage, and then the media has to find a way to spin it. The more wrecked the person is, the harder to spin. And it's like, there can't be a single person on earth who believes this, right? There can't be someone who slurps this up and goes, yeah, he's passionate. He wasn't fucking rattled. I swear he wasn't rattled. Eye popping can sometimes be a sign of surprise, but for Waltz, it simply revealed his emotional intensity, like during an exchange about abortion. So he really wants to kill the kids.
Yeah, he's passionate.
Yeah.
And then JD Vance, who just...
Yeah, he's passionate. Good sum up. Fleccas, go take a break. Just walk it off. Get out of here. You don't even need to be here at this point. Put a cardboard cutout of your face in the chair and then just let this guy read the fucking articles. That's the show.
Looked normal. His beard was actually, it matters. It says, yes, Vance's beard matters. Vance is the first White House wannabe to wear facial hair in 80 years. Research indicates that voters see beards more masculine. That can be positive to some.
Oh, really? Why is that?
But to others, especially women, it can be negative, conveying aggression and opposition.
I love having the
feminine.
exact text read back to me.
Yeah, I don't
no
know.
Summary, nothing.
No make 'em ups, no little gags in between. They got no words about it. Oh, well, maybe. You know what? We jumped ahead. Let's see what they say. $7.50 on the line for every single person in the audience.
Just ideal.
So if that's what they're talking about, you know it was a massacre, right?
Yeah.
If they're talking about still images from the debate and how being wide-eyed is actually good, then
Damn it, again.
What do you mean if they're talking? They are talking. You just read it.
Are these guys going to start wang sipping soon or what?
We need something. We need something. By the way, just notice this. Our most hated man. We got to figure out this guy's name or come up with a name for him because I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I don't care.
He's partially off screen too. That's
Fleccas,
weird.
yes. They got a big case of the not gays, so they're sitting as far away from each other as possible. He's got his microphone on a stack of books. Do you see this? Look at this. It's not high. You couldn't get a higher stand. You went with books. Now it's harder for you to read your script. I hate that guy. Who does he look like? He looks like somebody.
I don't like.
He looks like that Adam Ruins Everything guy.
No, I
Kind of
disagree.
looks like Millhouse.
It kind of looks like Vouch a little bit.
Okay, a little bit. All right, well, we're gonna figure something out for this guy. I hate him.
Looks like Jared.
Oh, I know what I want to call him. Corpse.
And Politico really had nothing to say, right?
Yeah, and then someone summed up the debate, which I thought was pretty good. Can you read the original tweet and the response?
Well, there was a big moment in the debate. A lot of people, I assume, kind of didn't see it. It's more of a.
Could you please read
That's
the tweet?
what I was getting in my DMs. People were like, "I'll wait until you guys recap it for us." But there was a moment where.
This is it. So, and again, these are not new things for me to say because we cover ROTC, and I said this 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But all of these shows, they're not just say my own ideas back to me. They are I'm too lazy to read shows. That's what that is. So these guys are too lazy to read 150 characters or whatever in a tweet. That's all this is. And they're like, nah, you just tell me what it said. Okay, fine. You don't have enough time in the day to sit there and scroll, but I bet you are. In fact, I have a feeling, despite the fact that I'm a pioneer of this brand new second screen technology, I have a feeling that there ain't nobody who's watching this on the main screen. There ain't nobody actually looking while they're reading these tweets. They're sitting there scrolling. There's no chance they're not. They're either doing that or folding laundry. Those are the options. Everybody's always, I don't know how much laundry you people have. Podcast listeners they do an amount of laundry that is ungodly because they're always folding laundry while they listen. I swear to God, somebody right now, don't lie. Somebody right now, if you are folding laundry, tell the truth. Tell the truth in this chat room right now, and you could win $750.
Let us know in the chat.
The Haitians in Springfield who are here legally with the biggest air quotes ever because they filed for asylum on an app and basically got temporary protected status in America, which Trump is going to reverse. He already did reverse temporary protected status for Haitians in 2017. So he'll just do that again. And so there was a moderator point where she tried to say
how gay must it feel, by the way, being second banana? This show is called Fleccas Talks. Everyone's here because and you're doing all the work. This show, he's a mascot. Fleccas is basically just a big furry costume that a man is wearing and moving around and trying to hype people up. While this guy does everything. This guy does everything. He's looking up the tweets. He's taking the screenshots. He's got them on his laptop. He's having to lift his own microphone up. He brought 2 books. You think Fleccas owns books? This guy's lucky that he's not talking into a spoon right now in order to do this show. I can't believe they managed to set up a green screen. I'm going to assume Pulse Plus did that one for them.
here legally, but it doesn't make sense. And so this woman said, JD Vance talking over the female moderators. We women have all been there, over-talked by an entitled mansplainer. And then someone quoted it and said, talking over the female.
The end of sleepaway camp.
Male moderators is basically what's needed at scale.
Oh, sorry. What? Sorry. What did you say, Fleccas? Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, tweet. Here's tweet. What do you think about that, Fleccas? Oh, okay, good. Whoa, too spicy.
That's where we're at. Yeah.
Well, let him cook, Iroquois. Let him cook. Come on.
We need to be fact checked. We'll let the power brokers cook, and let.
Come on! Come on!
Well, whatever it is overcooked. Done.
Yeah, stick a fucking fork in it.
Let's do some decisions on behalf of actual Americans and not the longhouse, right?
Yeah.
I saw this tweet. I saw the thing they're talking about with my own eyes. And you know how I saw it? Because I don't follow political stuff, okay? I might follow a few of these types of guys as a joke. But I don't follow this kind of stuff. So when I see it, it's somebody quote tweeting it and making a joke out of it. And the way I saw that tweet was it was quote tweeted and a guy had posted over top of it an image of the Longhouse and mentioned the Longhouse. How do you think this guy saw the tweet?
We need to be fact checked. We'll let the power brokers cook, and let's do some decisions on behalf of actual Americans and not the longhouse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then someone made a joke. Somebody told Tim Walz to scribble on.
Oh, somebody made a joke? Why are you putting it on screen? Just say it. Well, how come some of these people get attribution? How do they like nobody 8015891003 then name accounts? What is the difference, I wonder, between this guy and the accounts they're just stealing from? Oh, nobody's ever seen these accounts. Now, you would think you would rip off from the accounts you've never seen. You would think it would be the big names. That's who you would try to give the attribution to, because you would rip off this guy because nobody's going to know that you did it. Nobody's ever going to see that he did it. No. That's backwards. That's not internet thinking. That's logical thinking. You're a normal person and you're thinking wrong. That's not the way this works. They rip off the big guys and give no attribution because they know it works. They know it's effective. That's what memes are. Memes are just people ripping each other off, basically. It's just stealing. All right. And they know that. It's like a known thing. People know that about me. And they reference it in the memes sometimes. It's an effective strategy online to take stuff that is already proven to work, rip it off wholesale, and retweet it. Or share it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. So put it out there again, TikTok, whatever it is. And you'll never be stopped doing it. They tried it one time. One time a guy got caught and they tried to make it stop. This man's name was the Fat Jewish. And you would think if anybody would be protected from being canceled on this, it would be that guy. I mean, it's right there in his name. Fat. But they tried to cancel him, and then he just became more popular from it. And then he fell off because all these guys fall off eventually. You know, you're never going to hold that position as Mr. Meme Stealer forever. But for a while, you can hold on to it. So they credit this guy because then they can't be called out. When I sit here and go, you're just stealing these, and you're not crediting, and you're clipping out the names on the tweets and stuff, they go, look, we did it right here to this guy. And then this guy won't be mad, you know. This guy's like, oh, I love these guys. They clipped me. They put me on their show, probably, or something. Actually, look at this. I didn't even see this. Follow back, it says, which means this guy is one of their followers. This guy might have even sent it to them. So this guy gets credited because he's one of their guys. This is a guy this is a fan of their show. They steal the stuff from the big guys because they know it's got enough likes on it that you will like it. This is untested. This is like scary. This is dangerous for them to do. But this is one of their guys, so it's, worthwhile. All right, what is it?
Piece of paper every time he wanted to flail his hands.
Yeah.
Somebody told Tim Walsh to scribble on a piece of paper every time he wanted to flail his hands. I'm only repeating that because I cut off a part of it. I don't think that you need to hear it twice, just to be clear. And also, it's kind of hard to read on my screen. Let me say it one more time. Somebody told Tim Walsh to scribble on a piece of paper every time he wanted to flail his hands. Now, let me play it one more time, them saying
Joke. Somebody told Tim Walsh to scribble on a piece of paper every time he wanted to flail his hands.
Yeah.
Because he was constantly writing things down, which is weird because he doesn't seem like a note taker to me.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like a real thinker who's writing his ideas. I think it was just probably easier to hear the question, and while Vance is answering, the guy in the earpiece tells you what to say, so you don't have to listen and repeat at the same time. That's tough.
Yeah.
So
and then occupy your hands thing so you don't flail. You don't flop around.
He wanted to get crazy with it. And then there was another meme that happened, that yelling leftist girl.
Okay. This is the craziest sentence I've ever heard in my entire life. It probably just washed over you. You probably didn't even notice it. This
meme that happened.
Okay, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I felt crazy. I'm listening to this. Kelsey's playing it, and they said that, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to get up and fly through the ceiling, break through it, and float into the atmosphere forever. This meme happened. What do you mean it happened? It's like abiogenesis. It just occurred on its own.
To get crazy with it. And then
memes just spring out of fucking thin air, I guess.
This is another meme that happened, that yelling.
Yeah, this meme happened. There is a name on the tweet above this image. You could have kept it. It didn't happen. And by the way, you're just showing memes. That's not even content anyway. This is nothing.
Leftist girl looks exactly like Tim Walsh, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're the
Thank
same.
you for explaining it.
They're the same guy. Yeah. Well, this is for the fucking visually impaired people in the audience. They got to explain. I mean, it's a podcast. You do have to do that. I always try to make it so that the audio only people know what's going on. You do have to say stuff that is visual only sometimes. It kind of makes an awkward thing for YouTube. But I have a feeling he would have done that even if they were not a podcast. I think there's an audio-only version of this. They call it a podcast, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. They might just not know what a podcast is. But assuming that, I still think they would have just said what's in the image. Because what else are they going to do? You can't do commentary on a meme. And I know there's an entire genre of YouTuber that does. PewDiePie had a whole series where he just looks at memes and then goes, and then you, I'm going to vote this year. Yay. But you can't really do commentary. I guarantee you, I've seen maybe 3 of those PewDiePie things or similar things. I don't remember any of it, and neither do you. That's the point. You're not supposed to remember it. It's disposable. Disposable, garbage, non-tent. If only there was a term for this, like digital litter or something. And I've seen it, though. I have a feeling if you were to go back and watch any of those types of videos, it's this. It's just them going, here's what's happening. Ha, look at this thing. But he's got a silly accent, so you think it's funny. There's like quick cuts, and he's, and you're like, the meme. Yay. Yay, the meme. I also saw the meme. They like it when they've already seen it even more. I saw the meme. You saw the same meme as me. It's like when, lovers in the 1700s were both looking at the moon at the same time. They're like, I can't believe this. We're looking at the same moon.
And then Tim Walsh also said that his son was involved in a shooting, or there was a shooting maybe at a school or somewhere.
There was a moment about gun control, and he said, Tim Walsh said that his son witnessed a shooting at a gymnasium, like at a school event.
So we looked into that.
Gym? A gym from The Office? What do you mean a gym, like a gymnasium? We know what you meant by gym. You didn't have to clear that one up. A gymnasium.
You don't like to have at high schools.
Yeah, because it sounds bad. It sounds like a school shooting.
Yeah.
And here's who it was. The shooter was sentenced last winter.
Wait. Roll that back.
At a gymnasium, like at a school event.
So we looked into that.
Yeah.
You looked into it?
Our crack team researched this.
Yeah, what do you mean you looked into it? Or do you mean this is the reply to the tweet about it?
Like a school shooting. Yeah. And here's who it was.
It's a tweet. You didn't look into this. Steve Saylor looked at. Why did you? You're crediting the wrong tweets, okay? You shouldn't have credited this one because then it would hide the fact that you looked into nothing. This is, I'm sorry. You know what? This is pent up. This is frustration that I've had in me for about a year now. You know, all right, let's forget this for a second. I'm sorry. We got to cool it a little bit. I'm getting a little too frustrated over this, and there's a reason for that, okay? These guys are way too, and you can call this jealousy, I don't care, successful for this crap. Because this is crap, and these guys are worse than ROTC. You can't make fun of ROTC. I would rather watch ROTC Ludovico technique style for the rest of my life than watch more Fleccas talks. But I got to show you more Fleccas talks because the parallels between ROTC and Fleccas talks never end. This is why I'm starting to get upset.
To see you again on Friday.
Yeah. How'd you do in Vegas?
Yeah, man. Thank you. It's good to be back from the break.
How'd you do, like gambling wise?
So you were wondering which one's the Mersh and which one's the Royce. Here's your answer.
What happened?
Yes, I know. I missed you guys too, and I'm happy to be back doing the show.
Happy to be here.
You know, I'm happy to be back.
All right.
Didn't realize you're such a sentimental guy. You really missed us doing the show.
So you got smoked, huh? 2000? No, just kidding.
Not just a gambling guy, a loser at gambling. Fleccas is, surprise, the Mersh. You thought he was the Royce. You thought big fat guy, big beard, mixed DNA in there somewhere. I don't know what's going on. You saw he's almost got the same. What do they call that? Royce's disgusting eyes.
His dusty eyes.
What do they call it when a child's eyes change because they were mershed as a baby? Panda eyes. Panda eyes. He's got Royce has panda eyes. Have you ever heard that term? That's a horrifying thing. They say that you can tell that a child's had his
like a sunken.
Yeah, he's sunk. You can say they say you can tell that a child has had his whole adrenochromed out. Because he's got these panda eyes, and Royce has that. And by the way, Royce also has head corners. Did you guys know that Royce had? Oh, okay. Now I got to show you the head corners because
handles.
I wasn't planning to do any of these things, but now I got to show you the head. All right, can we do this? Can you guys please remind me before this episode is over, before we're in the after show, to show you Royce's head corners? I'm going to forget. Don't let me forget. Head corners. Somebody do it. Okay.
Headquarters.
So you thought this was Royce the whole time. Secret Mersh. Gotcha.
Got pretty smoked. Well, here's what happened, right? I got smoked.
Okay. And then you cooked.
And then I started getting smoked again. And then I got it pretty much all the way back. And then sat, cards.
Yeah.
All gone again.
Martin get
okay.
And I just sucked dick.
System didn't work.
Yeah.
We'll see.
None of my systems worked.
Okay.
And all the money is gone.
Yeah.
So Fleccas is a Vegas guy. He's a Florida guy. And this is another reason I've been so frustrated about it. Of course, you know, we've had the goon alarm, which have you noticed I don't really play the goon alarm anymore?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't come up very often. We're going to bring it back because I made this thing called the Goon Alarm 6 million. It's incredible, but I'm letting the Goon Alarm cool for a little bit. I've been doing this on purpose because earlier this year, everyone discovered the Goon Alarm. Now, the Goon Alarm is what we call the low battery smoke detector. We've been calling it that for years because we noticed that every goon has one of these. Everybody else has decided this is a racism thing, and it is. It is. Black people all do have this, and we've all always know. All right, Greg, hang on a second. You keep saying "boo" for 29 seconds. Let's see if we hear that chirp.
Chill out.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. That's what I thought. Now I'm going to explain.
Chill out.
Here's what I want to do more than anything. I want to get a fireman's hat and I want to go to underprivileged communities, so lower socioeconomic communities, and I want to just show them 9-volt batteries. It's going to fucking blow their minds. It's going to be I'm going to create a cargo cult around 9-volt batteries. It's going to be like The Gods Are Crazy. Is that the name of that movie?
That must be.
The Gods Must Be Crazy. Yeah, it's going to be just like you just take a 9-volt battery and chuck it into the ghetto and watch them go. Oh! It's like the opening of 2001. All right, that was maybe too far because of the nature.
The apes.
Hey! I didn't. No, not the apes. I was talking about a different scene.
That's copyright infringement. That's why it's a problem.
I was talking about the guys in the space shuttle because they're all engineers. And stuff. So anyway, everyone has decided. You take a 9-volt battery, chuck it into the lowest class neighborhood you can find. They're not. They've never seen that before. It's crazy. Everyone just figured that out this year. We've known about this forever. I've been doing the sound drop of the goon alarm forever. The ping. I'm not even going to do it right now. Okay. Because everyone found this out, and now everybody's added it to their soundboard. Okay? Like, for instance, when is this episode from? This episode is from February 2024. Black History Month, everyone. And this is right around the time where I was like, oh, I put way too much effort into the Goon Alarm 6 million because I'm not going to be doing this for a long time. I don't even want people to see it. It's embarrassing right now. I'm hoping but maybe it'll be hacked by the time I bring it back. You know, I might have made a mistake by not doing this, but all right, basically we were the first people on the internet to ever do the low battery thing. I'm the first guy to ever have it as a soundboard thing. By far, it's not even close. I'm 100% claiming that. Find somebody who did it before me. I dare you. And now everyone's doing it. And these guys, when I heard this,
was something happening?
Must be if the article headline was that.
Please tell me. And then the article goes on to say, one example, in Somali homes in the Twin Cities, smoke detectors with low batteries beep around the clock. Many believe the devices beep when they're working properly, or that it's the landlord's responsibility to fix them. Such misinformation could be corrected with a community-wide effort.
So the chirping fire detector, which means the battery is low.
Fire detector. He doesn't even know what it's actually called. Sorry, but you're now the guy who doesn't know what a 9-volt is if you can't even get the name of the thing right.
Is the landlord's responsibility, and then these people aren't able to put a D-volt battery.
A D-volt battery. Are you starting to understand my frustrations here? You don't get to make fun of black people anymore. Sorry, black people are above you, okay? And I've always believed that. Black people are way higher on the food chain than 2016 grifter guys.
Into a slot.
Thanks, Jesse.
Oh, sorry. Are you noticing anything here, by the way? Welcome to Cringe of the Week. This is the Cringe of the Week section of the show.
You couldn't torture that information out of me. That's like the most embarrassing thing ever, and it's being quoted in the sleep inequality study. That there's a constant chirping in their house because they can't work a smoke detector.
It's pretty embarrassing.
And there it was. By the way, they don't even have. They're so bad. This is not a live show. They don't do this live. This is pre-recorded and edited. They edited that in, so they don't even have it on a soundboard, but they threw it in there. So you can see my frustrations. They've got Cringe of the Week going on here, and then this one. This was the final straw for me. Okay. This is from 9 months ago. Check this out. All right. Here you can see, here's their address, by the way. If you want to show up and wait outside their P.O. box to let them know how you feel about their show, give them a gift of some kind. They're in St. Petersburg, Florida.
And you guys send us good stuff. People send us nice things.
People send very nice stuff. Good schizo shit, too.
Christ almighty.
Oh, God.
We're going to have to send these guys a chef's hat and a pot and one of them wooden spoons so they can cook.
Like schizo art.
So. Nice handwritten notes from old ladies with like a check for $25.
Yep.
That's not a joke. Their audience is old ladies.
That's the kind of stuff I like. All right. Who listened last week and who didn't? We said it's time to be henchman maxing.
No.
Fuck off.
No.
Can't.
All right, kill him. Just kill him.
The fuck out
Just
of
kill
our
him.
Neighborhood, God damn it.
Murder.
We have not
Beyond
yet
coincidence.
leather
Out of here.
jackets. I will swing and
That
trade it.
fat mud person.
By the way, Redose in the chat says Loveline. I said I was the first guy on the internet to do. I've openly admitted that the Goon Alarm comes from Loveline. Loveline's the reason I do a podcast. That's not a secret. But on Loveline, the bit was that their callers are just so stupid. Their callers were goons, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a stupid person and poor person thing. That's it. It's just an easy way to call out a stupid person. It just so happened that when we were trying to figure out what makes a goon, every single one of them had the chirp going off. And it became this, I noticed it because I listened to Loveline. They would sit there and they would wait for the chirp. And then all of a sudden you'd hear, and it was extremely funny. It was a very funny bit. But then we're playing these YouTube videos on the show. I'm programmed from that show, from Loveline, to hear those. And I was, these guys wouldn't even hear them half the time. I'd be like, hang on a second, you guys hear that? I'm wearing the headphones and stuff. You know, if you're not wearing headphones, sometimes you miss it. I'm like, is that a shoe squeak? Or so yeah, obviously I said first on the internet, first on a soundboard. Okay. You don't have to call it. Okay. I'm not the first guy to use the term henchman either, but it is starting to get a little strange, isn't it?
Listen, last week, and who didn't? We said it's time to be henchman maxing. I found a guy who listened very close.
Обнял брата, давай с юбилеем, по-любому.
And by the way, I need you guys doing this. I don't know why more of you don't look like this. This is not, by the way, an actual guy who like did this for their show. This is just a random video they found.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and much like the space race between
That's also Royce Lopez, by the way.
Russia and the U.S., there's a henchman maxing race, and Russia is eating our lunch right now.
Miles ahead.
They have so many more henchmen per capita than we do, and I don't know.
So these guys talk about henchmen now. All right, let's discuss something here for a second. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there we go. So these guys, their vaporwave aesthetic. It's over. And it's been over for a long, long time. Now, hopefully, I hope you can understand why. You know, secretly, I was so frustrated. And the more we watched this show, the more frustrated I was getting, because I knew we were getting to these little bits here. You hadn't seen it yet. You didn't know. This is a frustration I run into all the time. I don't think these guys are copying, obviously. They've never seen Pod Awful. There's no chance they've ever seen it. But their show started in, I think, 2022, maybe 2021. Okay. And I still had my original YouTube channel when their YouTube show here started. And you might not know this, but this is kind of a little forgotten lore of Pod Awful to some degree, because it's been gone for so long. I had a show called Cringe versus Cringe. Okay. It was nothing too revolutionary by any means, but you might not realize. So they have this thing called Cringe of the Week. There is a show that directly, I know for a fact, directly ripped off Cringe versus Cringe, like for the format, for everything. Now, of course, I was ripping off Maddox's format for his show, doing Cringe versus Cringe, but I was on Maddox's podcast network. I had permission. He wanted me to do that. I pitched him this podcast as an idea, and he said, yes, you should do that. Now, this show, Cringe versus Cringe, this is a little bit unbelievable nowadays, but it's one of the most popular things I've ever done. Like, views-wise on YouTube, it had more views than a lot of my regular episodes of Pod Awful. This was a separate podcast. This was not Pod Awful. It was Pod Awful Presents Cringe versus Cringe, and it was on Maddox's network, right? And then it was in the same RSS feed, but Cringe versus Cringe would get more downloads than Pod Awful when it was at its height. And I ended the show at its absolute height of the run. People begged me not to end the show. There were people who only watched or listened for Cringe versus Cringe. A lot of people don't realize this. And I just had to stop doing it because it was too much to have to put together. No co-host is ever going to put in the amount of work that I'm going to put in. And that show kind of required that. You needed somebody who was going to be all in on it for that format. And so I put it to bed. And I was just done. It's not what I wanted to do. It's the format of it. It was just taking two viral videos that were cringy and pitting them against one another, which is a great idea for someone who likes slop. And it's a terrible idea for someone like me because I can't do what needs to be done to do a show like that. But when you do something like that, it can be pretty popular because, again, it is lowest common denominator stuff. I'm just not the guy to host it. I'm the worst part of Cringe versus Cringe because I don't want to be doing it the entire time. And I'm trying to turn it into PodAWFUL the entire time where I'm sitting there and breaking it down in ways that really people don't want to hear. They want to hear their own ideas back to them. They want you to just tell them the cringe thing that happened. They don't want schizo, deep dive analysis, let me cook style, petty, what does this one frame mean on a video? So I ended it. But again, it was very popular. Very popular. Now, this vaporwave shit was... I don't know. When did I end Cringe versus Cringe? Because it started in, I think, 2015. I want to say it started in 2015. I don't know what year it ended. Let me look that up real quick. That's kind of important to this story. Let me just look at this real quick, see if I can figure it out. And of course, I've never really put these episodes on the Pizza Fund, so I'm hamstringing myself here on this one. As a result, people are always asking me to put those back up, and I just never do because it's too much work to bother with. I will do it eventually, I promise. Let's see here. If I can... Nope. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, this is important. Really? Still not the way... Okay. 1 second. Okay, I'm just trying to log into something. There we go. All right, let's type in cringe versus... See what comes up. The final cringe 2018. That's very important. That's incredible. April of 2018 was the final episode of that show. Now, this is going to be tough for a lot of people, but vaporwave aesthetics were done in 2016. Okay. I started Cringe versus Cringe in 2015. When I started the show, vaporwave aesthetics were over. Basically, they were like, nobody was doing them on podcasts or YouTube things, really, other than music, which is what vaporwave actually is from. But it was already becoming kind of hack. Here is the logo for Cringe versus Cringe. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can, let me size that down real quick just so you can see the whole thing. It's very important here. Okay. There's Cringe versus Cringe. Fleccas talks, Cringe versus Cringe. Fleccas talks, Cringe versus... Now, if you ever see anything with this fucking grid on it ever again, I need you to back away from your computer and kick it off of your desk, unplug it, and throw it into the harbor. And never, ever interact with anything with a grid on it again. The grid is over. I'm guilty of the grid. This is why I'm showing you this. I'm guilty of the grid. But I promise you, and nobody's going to believe this. I promise you, no one was doing this when I did it. When I made this logo, which took forever, by the way, this was a lot of work. I made this by hand. Like I do all of the graphics for this show. I want to say like a month after I started doing Cringe versus Cringe with this logo, which, by the way, the intro of the show and this logo and everything about it. And there was like a grid that happened at the end of the show too. I just remembered that. All of that shit was for a purpose. These embarrassing, I'm completely embarrassed by this, by the way. These embarrassing VHS, glitchy, low quality VHS graphics, which have their place in some cases, but not in this one. They had a point to it. And the point was that I wanted to, take these old, we're kind of watching old YouTube videos at the time. And it had that feeling of like breaking out old VHSs and watching B movies. And that was the point. And the intro of the show kind of played along into that as well. So this 80s aesthetic, VHS aesthetic, it's not actually vaporwave. People call this stuff that now, but at the time it wasn't. And the grid hadn't been overdone yet. But I'm guilty of the grid, so I'm putting it out there. The grid gives you grids, okay? You cannot do the grid anymore. And ROTC has this grid. They've got the grid. Fleccas Talks has all of these 2016 guys have the grid. I had the grid in 2015. I stopped the show in 2018. We're done with the grid. A month after I made this logo, somebody created a vaporwave or whatever they were calling it at the time, generator. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And what did it have? It had a big pink triangle.
Grid and the triangle.
Triangle, the grid. It might have even had the lightning.
Might have had the sun.
It might have had the sun, which of course, ROTC has the sun. These guys, I don't think, have the sun, but they've got the mountains, the grid mountains. This is so over. And this is a thing that, this is what people don't get about. This is the people when they do this thing and they don't understand. I knew what I was doing when I used it. And I knew that it was a little, I probably shouldn't do this. This will be gay in like 5 months. I thought it'd be 5 months. It turned out to be 1. But this whole thing with the grid and all that, it barely ever existed for real. There's like 12 paintings from the 80s that had the grid. Go try to find like legit art like this. It's not real. It wasn't really a thing so much. It's like more of a feeling. It's evocative. And then when everything starts doing something like that, it becomes self-referential. Now you're no longer evocative of the 80s. You're evocative of the people attempting to be evocative of the 80s. And it wasn't even cool to be evocative of the 80s anymore in the fucking 2010s. Like, that was over with by then. Everything's on a 20-year cycle. We were past that at that point. Okay? So...
But we still need Ghostbusters sequels.
Well, thank God for... And by the way, put a grid in Ghostbusters. What's going on with the goo? They never solved the problem with the goo in Ghostbusters 2. The goo is still under New York. What happened to the goo? And by the way, I should have been goo maxing at the time. I'm Mr. Goo. Now people do goo. I should have made my whole aesthetic goo, is what I'm saying. Everything should have been goo. And we are going to start gooing. And in a month, everyone will be 100% goo maxing. They'll out goo me at that point. I work slow. I work real slow.
I'm a goo cell.
I wish I could be a goo
I'm a goo cell.
I'm gooning. So this grid thing, I'm not saying they ripped it off from me. I am saying the likelihood that I had the first podcast to use this type of graphics is high. And it's very, wait, what is this? Somebody posted something. Retro style, Trapper Keeper, no flaws. This is modern, made to look old. This is modern, made to look old. Yes. Okay. Let's look at this. So this was just posted in Discord. So this is them referencing stuff as if this isn't what it looked like back then. They never had their graphics never looked this good. These were paintings back then. They weren't graphics. There's like one guy made these. And it's like, a guy driving. It's like a Coke advertisement. By the way, these were all advertisements. All these like all that stuff you vaguely remember that looks like this kind of thing, they were all ads. So it's kind of sick, really, to just constantly be referencing this stuff. And there was like some computer game that kind of looked like that. I remember there was like a computer game with the vector mountains and stuff. I don't remember what it was.
A lot of the Amiga stuff.
Yeah.
Wireframe 3D.
It comes from that. It comes from that. But listen, my point is, I made a mistake. When I made this I think this is great. I think I did a great job with this image, but the timing was very poor. Vaporwave had already been a thing for like 4 years at this point. And again, it's not really Vaporwave. It's more that 80s retro thing. People call this Vaporwave now, and they call this Vaporwave now, and everybody's got the grid. You are in for someone who ain't got nothing to say, ain't got an idea in their fucking head the second you see this grid. And it's every single one of these 2016 grifters. Every single one of them does this. Why? What is it? Because again, I don't think they're copying PodAWFUL for real, although there is a possibility. They literally have a thing called Cringe of the Week. They're henchman maxing, all this stuff. This is where my frustration lies. Why? What is it about the grifters that they love this aesthetic? Let's take a look at, here's Revenge of the Sis's opening. All right, keep Fleccas talks in your head here while I switch over to... Now, when the ROTC guys did this, I'm going to be honest, I kind of got it. I got it up to a little bit. They don't know what they're doing. They don't make these graphics. Somebody else makes this stuff for them, but they directed them to some degree. And this is not a grid here at the bottom, but they do use the grid. Let me keep playing it.
Hey, here's Tim.
There's the grid. So instantly we have grid. We have the mountains. You can't see it behind the image here, but there is the sun in the background. They've even got other grids going on. They've got grids out their grid holes. So when they did it, I went, okay, they're in Florida. They're going for that sort of like Miami Vice 80s thing.
Yeah.
It kind of made sense.
Pink and white.
They used to, that image of them, that logo of them, where they're standing back to back like that. They're dressed up like they're cops. Like they're literally doing a Miami Vice thing. That was the thing they were going for. So technically that's on the verge of okay. They were going for something. But now they're not. Now, what are you going for now?
Hey, here's Tim.
And even like the music they use is synthwave. It's not vaporwave. Vaporwave is like slow and quiet.
Vaporwave is like literally using other songs and then slowing them down. It's like almost nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, synthwave, vaporwave. Some people now call this cyberpunk, which is very much a different thing. But that's fine. All of that, fine. Whatever you want to call this thing, what is it? What because these aren't the only guys. We've seen this a million times, right? We've all seen this on every fucking right. And there is an element of, there's a lot of like
everywhere.
There's like a lot of right-wing musician guys who make that type of music, so they use that type of art, which I assume, here's what I think it is. I think it comes from those guys that make the right-wing guys like to make music. And what they do is most of the time, it's like a parody of real songs. And then they just make it about what the Jews are up to that day. And you go, okay. And then you start to fear for your life around these people. And the easiest type of song to make is a parody song, right? Because it's a song that already exists and you just put new lyrics over top of it. It's almost no work. And then it's literally no work if you do a bad one, which they all do bad ones. So when they do try, the little bit that they try, they make a song that is synth wave or one of those. Why? Because it requires no knowledge of instrumentation. You don't have to know how to use a guitar or a drum. You can just do your Fruity Loops on that. It's zero effort. This is the sick part of it. is down to the things that inspire these people, which they don't know what's in. Mersh, look at Mersh. He's wiping his nose as this clip begins. He's got no idea. He's eating his fingernails. Royce is panda-eyed. These guys don't even know what it is. They just copied a different fucking 2016 grifter. Remember, their show started in 2017. So in 2017, they went, well, what was everybody doing last year? Let's do that. They copied those guys. Those guys were copying the musicians. And it all boils down to what is the easiest, lowest effort thing to do? It all boils down to that meme generator from a month after I made my logo, because you could literally go online and generate a brand new logo out of it or a brand new meme out of it. And that thing was everywhere in these right-wing circles. It's pathetic. And by the way, this has been very like anti-right wing. So I don't want to give the wrong. I'm not left wing. Okay. I'm two wings and I'm flying above all of it. I'm on the moon. I don't give a shit about any of this. You're all gay for caring. Just to be clear, these right wing guys, if they want to be good and effective and cool or whatever they're fucking going, I don't even know what they're going. I don't think they know what they're going for at this point. All these guys have aged out. You know, the youngest guy they had was Nick Fuentes. Now he's experiencing twink death. You think he's not having to bottom out for some of the ugliest tops you've ever seen at this point? So you think he can pull cattail like he used to anymore? I doubt it. You know, he's starting to go bald. So all these guys, they're aging out. They don't know what's cool anymore, and they're using the 26. They're stuck in the 2016 aesthetic. Now, there's one cringier thing you could do, and it's try to be hip and new and relevant. Try to be on the cutting edge of whatever's as an old man trying to be stylish is maybe the worst thing ever. You reach a certain age, and again, everybody was guessing that I'm basically 35, I think, in the chat. You reach a certain age, and it's after 35, where the only option you have without looking like a total loser retard is just doing your own thing. You got to make something up. That's your only, you can't wear the stuff from 15 years ago anymore. And you also can't wear the hits of today. So you got to just start making new things up and making your own shit, and you just decide it's not fashionable and nobody's going to fall for it. Nobody's going to think it's fashionable, but it's your only way out of this conundrum you're in. And that's also true of graphic design, of video, of comedy, of style, of podcasting, of any sort of creative aspect of any of this stuff. It all ties in. And these guys, like I said, this Fleccas Talks thing, you're watching a dying YouTube channel. It's not there yet. They're doing fine. But it's not where it used to be in 2016. 4 more years, where do you think it's at? If Trump wins, where do you think it's at? If Trump loses, where do you think it's at? I'm not sure which of those options is worse for these guys. And I know they're not sure either, because ROTC talks about this all the time. They've just said, we don't even know. They've given up on voting. They've given up on the pretense, on the idea that they even do it. They try to claim they're not even conservative guys anymore, which is fine because they never were. Royce is a literal gay cuck who had a satanic wedding. Mersh is fucking Mersh. Need I say more on that one? But they don't know what to do. Their fallback is and has always been the conservative grift. And there has been no update to the DLC on conservative shit since people were talking about the gayest thing ever, meme magic. How many of these guys are constantly sitting there thinking about the good old days when Kekistan was totally memeing up the magic and, Q was, turning Donald Trump into the mayor of Kekistan and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here, Stribs just did he found they're calling it retro wave, the retro wave generator. And There you go. There's the Revenge of the Sis. The Revenge of the Sis. Interesting choice there. That is psycho and shocking and horrifying to look at. You even got the palm trees in there, which like that had to be a custom job for that one. That can't be in the default. So I think it really says something about the fact that when you boil all of this down, it is always the least effort. And these are the guys who tell you not to be a try hard. And this is why at PodAwful, we try harder. So when I say I'm, working on cool stuff and I had to take a week off to make cool stuff, it's because I'm trying to make things. And I know that it takes me so long to do it that by the time I do, these things will be done a million times, old hat, or just other people will do it a month after me. And then I'll look like an idiot. But I got to do it. I got to try. I cannot believe that these people are allowed to get away with this shit. And I think that the most important thing to take away from all of this is, actually, let's just get rid of Fleccas Talks here. I think we're done with Fleccas Talks. The most important thing to remember in all of this shit is that these guys, they were able to run to their little alt platforms and try to carve out a niche. And that's a fine thing. In that time, how many people did I have telling me that when I lost my YouTube channel, I need to go to Rumble? Okay. And I hope you're starting to see why I don't do it. I hope you're starting to see why I don't take these alt platforms very seriously, especially Rumble. Because I know Rumble's got fake views. So these guys run off to these hidden little, pockets, these bubbles. The thing that in 2016, they hated bubbles. Now they love bubbles. Because she is the joy and the laughter of the team. They love being in their little bubble now, and it's about to be popped. Rumble's going to go away. And while a bubble's a fine thing, because in a bubble, amongst like-minded people, you could incubate new ideas. But grifters, right-wing grifters specifically, are bereft of ideas. They are no-trying idiot losers who want to stall forever. These are the guys talking about stuck culture the most, but they can't get out of 2016. And they don't want to. And they want to drag you back into it. They don't want this shit to go away because it still brings in some money. They don't realize that they're becoming the boomers that they make fun of. And when they're in this bubble, it's happening even more. That's how boomers became boomers. They moved to fucking, you guessed it, Florida, get in their little bubble and think that the way they think and are is how the world works and how everything is. And so while they're over there in the safety of Rumble and they've got their fake numbers, ROTC thinks that they're doing just fine and that everything's going to work out. Now, in reality, they know the numbers are fake because they know how much money they're getting in and they know how much they're interacting with people. And while I'm sure there was some sort of initial boost from getting that Rumble contract, at some point they plateaued and maybe even started to fall off. Revenge of the Sis gets back on YouTube and the bubble fucking pops. Now, here's how you know Rumble's not going well. They got their YouTube back and they were H2BH over on YouTube. They were back on it lickety split. Let's see if we can get those YouTube guys back. Because over on YouTube, they've got 43.5 thousand subscribers. It was probably more than that when they got banned. Now, let me go over to rumble.com. Rumble, they've got Revenge of the Sis. How many? I'm going to do some investigation by looking at a tweet here. They have 51.5 thousand followers. They have more followers on Rumble. Okay, so they come back. They they go live on YouTube. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, don't these guys have a contract with Rumble? Are they even allowed to go live? Isn't it like an exclusivity contract with Rumble where they're not allowed to stream on other platforms. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm a little confused by this too, but they went live. They went live on YouTube and they got 2.4 thousand views. This channel has 43,000 subscribers. There are people who don't even know they went to Rumble. They think that ROTC just disappeared. You heard it earlier in the show. When I get banned from YouTube, there are people who watch the show every single episode and don't know what happened because it's not on YouTube anymore. These people,
I guess the show is over.
Yeah, oh, okay, I guess that's it. I don't get to like the thing no more. I mean, you're a dummy if you're that person, but most people are dummies. Now, if you go onto the video, here's an interesting thing. You go into the video and you read the comments. Every comment is about how much Rumble sucks. 1 hour uninterrupted and 1 hour hearing about solar Patriot generators every 5 minutes. Apparently, Rumble is now playing ads every 5 minutes during streams. They're worse than YouTube on advertisements. And again, Fox News style grandma at solar Patriot generators. It's so funny. Someone says, as much as I love the idea of Rumble, is equal to the amount I hate using Rumble. I'll take 1 hour of the show over having to struggle with Rumble's platform. I'm happy you guys are doing both, though. No shit. Right back to watching on YouTube, just like it should be. This guy says he thinks he's going to get to watch ROTC, but they're doing something insidious. They're doing something, by the way, that's breaking YouTube's TOS, which I had to find out the hard way. So they do, here's their stream. Here they are on their first episode back on YouTube.
Honestly. My wife's slow and fat and annoying, and I'm out with this hot piece of ass today.
He's talking about Royce, of course. So here's what happens on YouTube now. Watch this. They're 20 minutes in.
For the first hour, second hour, Rumble. Both hours Rumble, first hour YouTube. You guys will figure it out. I mean, I have faith in you. You guys aren't a bunch of nincompoops, okay? So thank you so much. Nice to be back. But it's time for us to leave because we gotta go have fun. Okay. So
it's so much more fun over on Rumble because they can say the N-word over there. And then this happens. There's an overlay. It says, enjoy this on. And this means you don't know this because you're normal, but this is the Locals logo. And you're probably going, what the fuck is Locals? I thought they were live on Rumble. I don't know either. I'm fucking a professional at this shit, and I can't figure this out. I guess Locals...
That's the Nick Rekieta platform, right?
It's the right-wing Patreon. It's the Patreon where you can say the N-word, I guess. And I think it's built into Rumble to some degree. As you can see, it's got Rumble Studio at the top as well. Every comment is complaining about how much Rumble sucks. This video, and by the way, it's still playing. This is not paused. This video is now a giant hour and 50-minute long ad for Rumble. And there's no more audio. And you can barely see the screen for the rest of the time. It says, enjoy this on a random logo you've never seen before. This is psycho. This took me a minute. I've seen this before and I never even thought about it. It says, enjoy this on https://revengeofthecis.locals.com/ upost/618264. Don't turn that dial. Hang on a second. I'm still reading the URL.
Where's the hyperlink?
Am I supposed to type this in? Why doesn't it just say go to revengeofthecis.com /locals?
It's not in the description.
It probably is, but that's not the point. Why does it say the full URL like that?
Yeah.
/locals-episode-179-doxed-and-confused. Are you kidding me? And this is against the rule. This is 100%. You are not allowed to do this on YouTube. This is tricking people into going to another platform offsite. Remember when I got banned for doing that? That was the scams, spam, and deceptive practices thing. So that thing that YouTube is saying they're bringing people back for now, they're doing it. And by the way, they're doing it on every single thing that they post now on YouTube. Look at this. So that one's their locals one. That's their Pizza Fund episode. That's their Primo, right?
Hours full show. Both hours are going to be on Rumble, obviously, which is, listen.
Okay. So then you go to this one, and it looks like you can see the whole thing, I guess. Look, here we go. Let's go right here.
Search for Revenge of the Sis. We should be on the.
We're an hour in.
Front page. You can find us there.
2-hour show.
Or, of course, please head over to Locals. That's the way you can really help us. But time for us to get.
And then enjoy this on Rumble. You cannot. And by the way, I am not telling anybody to go report. Please do not fucking report them. That's a bullshit rule. I understand why YouTube has it. Don't fucking report people off of YouTube so that we can't fucking cover these. I would never be able to do this episode if they didn't get back on YouTube, but that's an interesting point too. They're back on YouTube. Now, there was, I think, a screenshot of an email posted saying, oh, you've been let back onto YouTube. But I have always had this odd feeling about their supposed ban from YouTube. They never seemed very concerned about it. And it came out of nowhere. And they still had that clip channel, which you're not allowed to have. You don't get to keep your other channels when you get banned on YouTube. I know this for a fact. And they never bothered making a new YouTube channel, which is odd. Daywave didn't get taken down. Nightwave didn't get taken down at first. It didn't get taken down because he's on 2 channels. That's what you would think. You would think he's ban evading, so they took down Nightwave. But no, Daywave's never been taken down. And it happened at the same time that they signed an exclusivity contract with Rumble, that all of a sudden their YouTube was taken down. Well, the scuttlebutt around town for over a month now has been their contract's coming up. In fact, it's not scuttlebutt. Mersh has said it. And it doesn't sound good. It's sounding grim. It's sounding like they think they're not getting renewed. So isn't it interesting that a month out from their contract, their exclusive contract at Rumble coming up and possibly being terminated or not being renewed at the very least, isn't it fascinating that suddenly their YouTube channel is back? Went away when they started using Rumble, came back when they're getting kicked off. Something odd to that. Now, I have no proof of this. I have no way to prove something like this. But doesn't it seem possible or perhaps even likely that they just turned off their own? Can you do that? Can you just shutter your own YouTube channel? Are you allowed to take it down temporarily and bring it back up? I don't know. I know you can do that with a Twitter account. I think they only let you do that for 30 days or something, but it's a thing. It's a thing on other websites. I'm not sure if that is a thing on YouTube, but if it is a thing, then that's what they did. Let's be clear about something. Here's the new lore of the net. Number one, it doesn't matter whether this is true or not, okay? Fuck them. Number one, ROTC took their own YouTube channel down. It's never been a dangerous time to be a comedian for the N-word guys. So many people, how many other channels do you watch where they get away with saying stuff like that? That's not it ever. And they will tell you, I've heard them say this, they've said it to me, that they got kicked off of YouTube because of covering the paranormal stuff, the Dan Schneider, the pedo stuff. Those videos are still on their channel. I saw them today. They have an entire playlist on YouTube for it. I'll show it to you. Take a look at this. You go to their playlist and you go to, here it is. Dan Schneider coverage. 12 videos. And by the way, these aren't just clips. This one's a clip. But you go down the list here and you've got hour and 47 minute long, hour and 39 minute, 59 minute, 2 hours. So that didn't get them kicked off. So, sorry, ROTC, you didn't get kicked off of YouTube. You chose to leave because you got a Rumble contract and then you failed at it. And the saddest part of all, and this is again part of the lore now, they ripped off Fleccas Talks. What's that? I said earlier in the show that Fleccas Talk started in 2022. So Fleccas Talks was first. And their entire vaporwave aesthetic comes from Fleccas Talks. And the way they are, in fact, Royce grew out his beard to look like Fleccas. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Because if enough people say it, it's true. I know that's how it works because Mersh just makes shit up about me all the time. Mersh said on his show just the other day that PodAwful reported him off of YouTube. And then he had the nerve to follow that up with that he doesn't do that because then he can't talk about the people on YouTube. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Getting kicked off doesn't...
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, it
about
is.
Him.
It is exactly what I said about him.
You've been saying that.
And also, there is documented evidence that Mersh has not reported me just to YouTube, but to the fucking police. I am the guy reporting. I thought I was the guy that makes his living off of making fun of Mersh. Do I only cover Mersh or not? Because that's what Mersh says. So why would I kick you off of YouTube? Does that make any sense? But that's the lore. And that's the lore according to his audience. And by the way, here's the lore according to his audience. That I ripped off Sam Hyde's podcast set, even though I had my set a year before he even had a podcast. Oh, is that how that works? Tell that to Fleccas Talks. Tell that to their giant audience compared to your gnat-sized audience. Because let's take a look at these live videos. So they've streamed 3 times on YouTube since getting back on there. 43,000 subscribers. Their big episode back, 2.4 thousand views. Their next episode, and this is the real one where you get to see an hour of the show before they cut it off, 3.8 thousand views. Now, remember when we used to say they probably get like 3,000-4,000 views and then buy about 12 to 16,000 views on every episode because we know Royce does that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not worth buying on YouTube when you're putting all your chips on Rumble. This episode, their most recent one, 2 days ago, 2.8 thousand views. This is a huge channel. These guys have so many people that want to see. Help them out. And again, this episode, by the way, guess what? Enjoy this on the longest URL you've ever seen in your life. Every comment, once again, if you sign up for locals, you get no ads. Guys, I get no ads even without locals. It's called fucking ad block. I've never seen an ad on Twitter or Rumble, and on YouTube, I haven't seen an ad in like 6+ years. Congratulations to that guy. Exactly. Somebody says, too many boomer ads on Rumble every 4 minutes. Someone says, so glad you guys are back. Rumble fucking sucks on Android. Still need to pay to watch on YouTube is crazy. Someone says, LOL, now they're paywalling their Friday shows as well. Their opinions are okay, but they're not that fucking groundbreaking. Jeesh, that's a real comment from a real guy. That's one of their fans. And notice his critique is their opinions are okay, meaning his opinion, because they're saying his opinions back to him. Rumble destroyed itself with the constant ads. I wondered where you guys went, says this person. If we sub to locals, will you hire on some talent? That's a good one. That's a great one. These scumbags are seriously still doing this? Someone said, so they have a whole audience of 43,000 people who probably don't even know they ever went to Rumble. Probably forgot about them. When they came back,
think about that.
You would think that would get pushed. Sorry, you would think that they would get pushed when they got brought back. That everybody would see it. And of course, you go to their Twitter and it's like City. Oh my God, I can't believe you guys got your YouTube back. Where are the 60,000 people who follow Royce on Twitter? Where are these views? Where did they go? Urquick, go ahead.
Well, you think people in the comments are saying, I thought you were gone. If you saw something pop up in your feed that you hadn't seen for a year, you would click on it, and so like these should have more views than their average used to be.
How many views do you think these same episodes have over on Rumble?
That's a good question.
Okay, well, let's find out. The first one back on YouTube, that episode, has 9.76 thousand views. Now, that number is fascinating. Okay? And I'll tell you why. The episode after that has 67.6 thousand views. Now, the episode before that one has 24.2 thousand views. In fact, that first episode back on YouTube might be their lowest viewed episode in this whole list. And then the episode from 2 days ago is 13,000 views. So yeah, that's the lowest one. They're getting 24, 60, 70, 80, 100,000 views. They have a video on Rumble that has an episode that has 1 million plus views on it. And even they say those views aren't real. You go to the comment section on any of these Rumble videos, and there's almost no comments. And the few comments that there are, there's like 5 comments. The few that there are, they're like downvoted to the point where you can't read them anymore. You have to click on them to read them. People hate these guys. So why is it interesting that they have less than 10,000 views on the first episode back to YouTube? Because they probably promoted that they're back on YouTube. But remember, that promotion then sent people over to their Locals episode. Now, you might think, well, it's a Locals episode. Maybe those, because they're behind the paywall, they get fewer views. That's true. That's true. They're behind the paywall, so less people check those out. Every Locals episode has over 10,000 views on it. Okay? This one has under 10,000. What is the discrepancy there? The real number of people who watch ROTC went over to YouTube. Because of course they did. Who the fuck wants to use Rumble if you don't have to? They went over to YouTube to try to watch the episode, then realized, oh shit, you got to be signed up. And then they just took off. They didn't go back to Rumble, obviously. They just got out of there. So you can now see, you now know that, you know, I mean, listen, somewhere between 500 and 1,000 of those views on their new YouTube videos, those are just random people. Those aren't subscribers even. It's probably more than that, actually. So when you do the math on this, they've got about 1,000 people. Now, that's actually fine. You can live off of 1,000 people. 1,000's good. But their numbers tell you they have 45,000 or 60,000 or 50,000 or 70,000, depending on which number you want to go off of, which platform, which thing. This is complete. The Emperor Wears No Clothes. This is a complete exposing of everything. It proves the Rumble thing and that they're fake views. It proves that these guys are knowingly lying. It'd be one thing if they were using Rumble and they believed those numbers, but they know it's not true. And you can see on the back end of Rumble how untrue it is. After having used Rumble myself on my much tinier, attempt at using Rumble, if I can see it at my level, then you can see it 1,000 times clearer at their level on Rumble. But this is 100% transparent now. This is proof that they know. And them going back, them streaming on YouTube at all is proof that they're scared. It's proof that they want to build that YouTube back up. Royce, as soon as they got that channel back, started hiding all the old episodes. And he doesn't want them to get taken down because of the, people could report them. Now, the episodes are still up. And you don't have to get reported to have a private video can just be auto-flagged by YouTube years after its upload. Unless you actually remove it, it does nothing. And he started taking the videos and uploading them to a secondary channel, which is also bad news if there is anything in those episodes that might get them taken down. That will not help. I'm saying this hoping that Royce or whoever needs to hear this hears this and knows you fucked up. If you are worried at all about these shows getting your channel taken down, you need to remove them entirely from the channel, deleted, and not re-upload them anywhere. You have to do that. And by the way, even that doesn't save you because YouTube never actually deletes anything. Which brings me back to the point of, did they take their own channel down? YouTube, I get notifications about copyright on videos from 2015 on a channel that's been terminated for 5 years or however long it's been. The video itself got deleted even before I was terminated. They never delete anything. Stribs has posted in chat, and he's got a screenshot. And guess what? You can delete your own YouTube channel or hide it. It says you're about to hide or delete your YouTube content. Please choose one of the options below. And the first option, I want to hide my channel. This will make your YouTube content and activity private. Select all of the following to confirm that you understand. And here's what you have to select. The following will be made private until you re-enable your channel. Your channel name, your likes, your subscriptions to other channels, subscribers to your channel, comments and replies you authored, and your data on other Google properties will not be removed, it says. And then you click hide my channel. Now, again, he provided a screenshot where it says that their channel's been restored, supposedly. I haven't seen that screenshot again, so I need to reread the wording on it, but I think they took it down themselves. And I think they are accidentally now posting their own L and exposing the actual numbers they have. Strangely, the only videos that Royce left up are these Deplorapalooza videos. You might remember these as the ones where Royce got caught like creeping on a bartender. Okay. And I don't know why, but he left these on. I guess he thinks these are safe or important, or maybe he just missed them. I don't know. I just assume it's Royce doing this and not Mersh. By the way, why does Royce have head corners? Hello? Why does Royce have head corners? Why is there a corner on his head? Bloop. Bloop. What is that?
His Klingon points.
What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
What is this? How is this? This is not an artifact of digital compression. This is happening physically on a man's corporeal being. Take a look of it in motion. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the corner.
It seems to be especially bad on one side.
They're on both sides. His head is just turned slightly. Let's see if it'll show any more of it.
What about for 3?
Oh, he zoomed in. Let's skip. Let's skip. Oh, here we go. Nope.
You can't just walk away. You gotta sneak away.
Look at that. That's a right angle. That's a 90-degree turn. He's got dents. He's got lumps. He's got panda eyes. Great stream.
He had the planar head.
Good thing he left this up. What a great stream this is. Thank you, Royce, for exposing your corners and your fake numbers. By the way, I have an explanation for his head corners. That's what happens to you physically when you spend that much time in the cuck corner. When you're sitting there watching your wife get railed, Satan puts these on the side of your head. They're like little horns for your satanic wedding.
No, I'm not trying to. I will be in the night.
Look at that. Look at that. That's a permanent installation on his head, by the way. You can just barely make it out there. But that's not like he hit his head, fell down, he got a cartoon lump. There's now birds going tweet, tweet, tweet around it. Somebody didn't hit him in the head with a mallet that they pulled out of their pocket. This is a thing that is always on his head, and somehow we're just missing this. I guess he does wear a baseball cap pretty often. I got to do it.
Cuck corners.
I got to do it. I've got to finally do the Royce is a gay cuck episode. We've been sitting there on that. I keep sharing that tweet out forever. Royce is getting away with it way too long. This man ripped off Fleccas. And we are a pro Fleccas show. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to say it now. Guess what? r/Mersh is now a Reddit for Fleccas Talks. Okay? It's for I want everybody right now, if you got a Reddit account, go to r/Mersh and just post something from Fleccas, okay? Let's start confusing the internet at large and make them think that that's the same show. And you think, oh, that's stupid. I want to make fun of Mersh. No. These guys have 1,000 people actually watching them and so many fake people. You don't have to kick them off of YouTube in order to get that sweet, sweet schadenfreude, that sweet, sweet pain that you want out of them. You just have to make that number dwindle. Imagine what might happen if people found out that there's a much more popular version of ROTC to go watch. The guys watching ROTC aren't looking for the jokes. They're not looking for the humor. They don't give a shit about any of that stuff either. They want to hear their own ideas said back to them. They want Twitter read to them because they can't read. Let's muddy the fucking waters. Let's accuse these guys of copying Fleccas. Let's make people think they are Fleccas Talks. It's the same show. I'm not joking. I am going to start deleting any posts on Reddit that are about Mersh. And I'm going to start highlighting all the ones about Fleccas Talks, okay? I need at least, give me, Reddit trannies, give me 1 week solid of nothing but Fleccas Talks. I beg of you, okay? You think this is a stupid plan. I know the Reddit guys are not keen on little ideas like this. They hate this kind of thing. So I leave you guys alone for the most part. I do almost no moderation there. If you would like that to continue happening, I need 1 week of everyone on board with this idea. Okay? Just 1 week of nothing but Fleccas Talks on r/Mersh. Don't explain it, by the way. No explanation. You're just posting Fleccas. Mersh will think this is like a godsend for a minute. At first, he'll be like, one day, I get to go 1 day without them all making fun of me. They keep posting this Fleccas. The next day, his ego will kick in and he'll be beside himself, which he's always beside himself. You know, his eyeballs are beside themselves. So his ego will kick in and he will miss you guys. It's a good idea. Just trust me on this. I know again, you watch me because I'm the best Mersh troll. Follow along, or else I take my guys, the cult, who I mostly keep separate from the Reddit guys, and I'm going to make them infiltrate the Reddit and just fill it with Fleccas until you're upset. And speaking of everybody getting upset on Reddit, there's this guy on Reddit that's making he's been in the chat room all night too, or maybe it's a girl, I don't know. But they've been in the chat room all night, and they got this clip that I would love to play for you. Actually, hang on. I forgot. Real quick before I do that. We'll come back to that. Real quick before I do that. I just want to see. I can't remember which one it is. Let's just go to their most recent one. I got to show you how their episodes on YouTube now begin. It's embarrassing. Watch it, because they're streaming through Rumble. Rumble has its own app to stream through. Watch this. Did you see that? Okay, watch it one more time, real quick. So it starts with the Rumble logo. Like it just
having the OBS symbol.
Yes.
Right at the beginning.
Isn't that like gross in a way? I don't. Yeah. One of these is worse. Hang on a second. Let me find the worst.
So are they using Rumble as an OBS kind of?
Basically, it's like a pass through.
What
thing.
The fuck?
Yeah, check this out. And by the way, the whole time they're on YouTube, you can't see it underneath the title there, but there's a Rumble logo in the upper left-hand corner the whole episode. And then one of these was the worst one. Which one was it? I can't find it. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, every single one of their episodes now starts with the Rumble logo. And it's like, yes, it's that it feels exposing. Imagine if when PodAWFUL started, you saw the OBS no camera logo. It's like when Mr. Medicare's being interviewed by Ethan Ralph and he can't figure out his OBS. That's like, I don't know. Something about that absolutely disgusts me. All right. So over on Reddit, these guys have all been getting pissed. I don't know why, but they're completely pissed at this person named Crystal Crocodile, I think. I don't know who this is. Maybe they're bad. Maybe they're good. People are mad because they're like, this person, you want to talk about schizo posting. They're posting like 100 things a day. And a lot of it was like just shitty AI images, which I have no issue with. Hey, it's content, man. You get to look at Mersh shit. A lot of the people in there don't make posts. There's barely any posts. I don't know why Mersh is so mad at r/Mersh anymore. There's very little activity really going on there, but they keep making these like AI posts and stuff, but they're also clipping. And a lot of the clips are very good. So I don't know. Maybe the Crystal Crocodile, for all I know, is a severe mentally retarded pedophile. But congratulations to Crystal Crocodile, because this clip is going to make this whole episode worth it. This is Mersh on Squirt.
If somebody was like, yeah, well, you ever watch Nightwave? I'd go, no! No! I never had an African-American fan. I was so excited about it. Stay focused here. She's very ADD. See, that's what I mean. She strikes me as one of those girls. There are girls like that, and they're...
Wait a second. What is he talking? He's never had an African-American fan? What is that midget bodybuilder? What about Kitty B? I know for a fact Kitty B, you guys, if you've been following along long enough with Pod Awful, you may remember that there's a Mersh person named Kitty B. We knew her because she used to watch Pod Awful as Tiara Priest. And she's a black lady, and Mersh knows that. And now he's pretending he's never had a female black fan before. He's pretending that because you want to talk about schizo. Crystal Crocodile's nothing compared to Tiara Priest. Have you ever seen Tiara Priest or Kitty B's art she did for ROTC? It is...
Better cook.
She didn't just cook. She fucking burned the kitchen down. You know that goon alarm was going off. Throw a 9-volt at her, see what happens. This bitch is psycho. And the second I started making fun of ROTC, she like jumped ship. She was so mad. And we didn't know. Again, we called her Tiara Priest. They called her Kitty B. We didn't know that was the same person. And then she tried to come back as Kitty B and talk shit. And she didn't think that we would figure out she's the same lady. And so we figured it out. I instantly figured it out because I have, I know I can get all of your information easily. There's nothing you can do to hide from me. The Goon Opticon sees all. So she was trying to talk shit about Pod Awful. And I'm like, you're just a Mersh fan. That you're just upset because I'm doing a good job making fun of your guy. It's fine. Just learn to laugh. And then she took it further and took it further. And then I went, okay, here's a picture of you and your child. And suddenly Kitty B disappeared. I don't know what happened there, but she was making this bizarre 3D art of me. And like it was basically like Ian Ellis and his terrible cartoons. Imagine that, but worse. It's possible. It happened. If somebody could find that, I would love to take a look at it. I don't know.
Is it the stuff that looks like it was like a really bad like Gmod animation or something?
Well, that's some of it is some of that, and then there's other shit that's even worse. She would do these images too. It was insane. Total psychopath. So Mersh is now rewriting history. He never had a black fan because he's embarrassed of Tiara Priest, which is very funny.
I hate to break it to you guys. They're not worth it. They're not worth it. And I know what you're thinking.
You just talk about women?
Yeah, Mersh.
Just women in general aren't worth it. You can trust him. You can trust this incel.
I bet that's what she told you. No. I'm saying, like, I've fucked girls, like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm the best fuck on the planet.
Yeah, because that would be psycho. Because we would all just the world would collectively burst out into such a laugh that it might set us off of our axis.
Because I'm not. However.
No, you cannot start the next sentence with however. There is no however. You were right. Stop. Hit the brakes.
If I'm on a drug like Molly or something,
oh, come on.
I am the best fuck on the planet.
Only Mersh could say he's not the best fuck on the planet, and then half of a second later say he is. Sorry, but you're on drugs all the time, Mersh. So when is you must be the greatest lay of all time. This guy, ladies, can you believe it? He's keeping all the best sex in the world from you. How come he's not out there fucking all these women then? That's an evil thing to do. When you're when your triangle, when your tiny little pre-cum 3-inch long triangle, which again, Mersh admitted, that's not me saying that. Mersh came on air and said that he has a small penis and comes his pants. When you're keeping all that from the ladies and you know how good you can slang it.
You know what I mean?
No.
And I've had bitches where I was on Molly and I've fucked the dog shit out of them.
Because they were dogs. Maybe. I don't know. There's no other explanation. What if he had said cat shit out of them? That would have been scary. I fucked the fucking litter box out of them.
Raw dogging. There's this chick.
Okay. Oh, God. So I'm getting that hot spit in my mouth right before you puke.
I was dating for a while. I had to.
Okay, you ready? Fake story time. Sit down, kids. Everybody take a knee. It's Uncle Mersh's fake story.
Raw dog. She was a fucking model hot.
What, like a model train? What kind of model are you talking? No, she's not. You've never even seen model hot. Like, that's the nice thing about Mersh. He's got permanent beer goggles on.
Even if you give me AIDS, it's fine at this
Okay.
point.
You're living proof that the AIDS virus doesn't exist.
And I mean, I've had everything from women that squirt after fucking 30 seconds to.
You know he's trying desperately not to say squirsh. I've had everything from women who just bust nuts all over the place. Their gruts are hanging out by the time they get to me, to women who I touch their titty and cum my pants and then I never fuck them. And actually, I chose to do that. That was my idea, and I never liked you.
It was cool.
Yeah, and actually, I'm cool and good for that.
Women who just are fucking just dead, and it's like, bro, I have beat the brakes off some bitches and have them be like, I just don't.
You have never. The only thing you ever beat the brakes off of is a Beamer. Ask the poor guys fucking sitting there with your Beamer of Theseus still sitting in their shop. They literally can't. They're scratching their heads, going, I can't even figure out where brakes went on this. Now that this guy is done with it,
it's really hard. When a chick says it's really hard to make me come, even like, by the way, I've had
which they all say to him. If a chick says that to you, by the way, guess what? That's you, not them.
I'm gonna tell you that before sex.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So they knew ahead of time that you're gross and this isn't going to work. It's really bad. Listen. When you are buying hookers and they're telling you that, they're not having a good time with you. I mean, like, they're not having a good time with any guy, but you're paying them to pretend. You're paying them to at least give you the moan as if something happened while their sandpaper cooch does a nice degloving of your cock. Oh, sorry, you weren't circumcised before we had sex? So I guarantee you, any woman telling Mersh this is a hooker, which means he's not even paying them the amount for them to pretend like they're having fun.
Just warning you, it's very hard to make me come. Run. You're never.
Why would they do the voice?
There's never gonna. Let me tell you something.
He said, "Run from them." Because you're never gonna make them come.
Run.
They just said that to their friends. Run.
You're telling on yourself, Mersh. Hey, Mersh, let's just play a little game. Imagine if someone listening to you did not run from one of those women and then made them come. What are they going to think about what you're saying right now? What are they going to think about you, the guy saying it?
If you're one of these people where you just can't come or it's very difficult or whatever.
You were Mersh-lested.
That's unfortunate. But that's on you. And I'm not getting in a relationship with you.
That wasn't on the table, by the way. Like, none of them were planning on that with you.
Look, I'm not even that sexual. I'm 42 years old, dude.
We know. By the way, Mersh is 42 years old. This man has been 40 since the day I met him. How is this even possible? He's never stopped being and I'm 46, I think the chat determined.
I'm 41. Before.
Even Mersh knows he's older than he is. Wait, he just lied and said he's 42, and he goes, actually, I'm 41. So, yeah, you're right. Mersh has been 40 for 5 years now, at least. And now, Mersh just cut the middleman out, just jump to 46, okay? That's where you're actually at.
42 in 6 months.
6 months? That's too early to just jump at. You can't do. Hey, guys, this is my half birthday, okay? I'm celebrating my half birthday month.
7, 8 months.
8 months?
Oh my gosh. Your birthday was fucking 4 months ago.
I feel like I'm getting Jewed up.
Whatever. I'm 41.
Whatever. I've just been 41 for literally ever. So whatever. 40. Listen, I'm not even joking. When Mersh is 50, I'll be calling him 40. Something about 40. 40 is worse than 50. I don't know how, but it is. There's something about it where it's like grosser.
I don't even want to fuck that often anymore.
Really? You don't say.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you're in luck.
Like bitches that want to fuck every day, calm the fuck down, dude. We got things to do. Right?
You don't know a bitch who wants to fuck every day. You've never met that in your life.
Right? But like...
What was he doing with his hands?
When I do fuck...
Which is awesome. Never. Okay.
I want us both to enjoy it. And when you're never going to...
Even he had trouble getting through that. When I do fuck. Like,
when I struggle.
I don't believe in God or nothing, but, it's moments like that where I see him struggling to lie about having sex with women where I go, he's afraid of getting struck down. There might be something to this whole Jesus thing.
Men are insecure and you're never going to be able to reconcile. Like, men are very ego driven. So it's like, if you settle down with a woman who just...
Oh, he just puked. He just puked mid sexy talk. Holy shit, man.
It's just very hard to make cum. It's like, it's going to get in your head that you're going to be like, what, you don't like me?
Oh, God. Mersh, no. Stop this. This is terrifying.
And it ain't like, no, I don't. It's not that I don't like you.
You are the last person on earth who needs to be a cum guy online. I mean, this is disgusting. You don't have enough viewers. People are going to start tuning out in droves over this. They're tuning out of my stream making fun of this. People, literally like 20 people just left the stream because they don't want to hear this.
It's just that it didn't work. By the way, I don't believe this theory that squirt is pee, and I'll tell you why.
I tasted them both, and they're not the same.
Listen, I think I know pee-pee, okay? I mean, my back seat's covered in cat piss. I'm covered in cat piss. I piss myself.
Sexual gallery.
You know what? I was always it's not pee guy. Now I think it's pee. The second Mersh says that, I'm like, uh-oh. Guess I've been drinking the wrong stuff.
Explain to me how I can fuck a bitch who's...
Okay, you take a bunch of Vyvanse and you use a step stool.
Been out
He's also putting on the pimp voice.
Yeah, I like the black.
Yeah, explain to me how I fuck a bitch.
Now explain it.
Aight, Playboy. Aight, listen. Yo, this is Grandmaster Mersh. Listen up. Let me rap with you for a second.
We go out to dinner. We go out for drinks. She's not drinking water at any point. We're both dehydrated as fuck. How come the squirt's not orange?
What?
Because
orange.
listen, I
Merch's
think
pea orange.
I think I can speak from experience on this one, Merch. It's because she doesn't have kidney stones. She's not one step away from dialysis like you. Okay.
I'm making
You
pure
getting
Fanta.
electrolytic about this.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick, bitch. How come your pee ain't red like mine?
How do I explain it?
I just had to tell you something real quick, Mersh. I actually can't come ever, so.
Don't worry about it. Don't try.
How come you ain't making Fanta like I am?
Hey, that's all right, bitch. I came 20 minutes ago. I just got here 10 minutes ago.
Explain that shit to me. I don't believe that squirting is pee. I don't. I just don't believe it. Sorry, I don't believe.
You heard the
squirt's
rap
pee
flutes behind
because
him, and he
how
had to
come
put on the black voice.
Bitch is dehydrated. It's still super clear.
Bottoms up, everybody.
Check and mate.
Also, like, so you're just not allowing them to drink water. You go on these dates with women. You're like, no water. No, I must check your squirt later.
I mean, if you made a girl squirt after you were out drinking all night, like I know when I've been out drinking all night and I go to take a piss,
it's like basically green. So
Ecto cooler.
Yeah. You want to talk about the slime under New York from Ghostbusters 2? It's purple. I got pink piss. Hey, if cum isn't snot, explain to me why my cum is green. Huh? Explain to me how come my cum's green then, huh?
It's like the slime from Ghostbusters, except it doesn't make nobody happy.
Yeah. I dated a bitch I called a slimer.
You know, I'm fucking worried about my kidneys at that point.
You should be, Mersh.
Yeah, that's probably, you should have that on the list anyway.
It's a counter theory. It's not
all that Adderall.
pee. I'll go with that theory. Is there a little pee mixed in? Maybe. Who knows?
Hey, what's a little pee between friends?
But, you know, what are you going to do, right?
Hey, at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it? You know, hey, sometimes you force a girl not to drink water and then you force her to come in your mouth and you drink her pee-pee.
Pee and I still have to wash the sheets. I mean, you got to wash the sheets regardless. Either way.
Yeah, but beforehand, Mersh, I don't believe you're doing that.
Ruins my sheets. Well, then
You
that's
gotta
why
wash
you
the sheets here regardless.
get the fucking mattress cover.
I don't think
The
he has
matrix.
sheets.
Wait, hang on a second. Hang on. Roll that back. Hang on.
Wash the sheets regardless. Either way, it ruins my sheets. Well, then that's why you get the fucking mattress cover. Look,
This man thinks he's entering the matrix right now. So you're saying squirt is pee? No, Neo. I'm saying when you're ready, you won't have to pee.
look, I know that people try to sell you a lot of shit, and sometimes you just feel like this guy's grifting me.
Oh, really?
Please.
What was your first clue? The grid?
Please heed my advice. I
Heed his advice.
I sold.
Whoa, bit of a slip of the tongue there. Hang on.
My advice. I sold.
Yeah.
Furniture and electronics for like 3 years of my life.
Yeah, I believe the stole one. Yeah. Yeah, I
didn't
sold
pay for
it.
that couch.
I sold it. It was off the back of a truck, but I sold it.
He sold him for 3 years. All 3 years, he was 40 years old.
Than that, because I worked at Bob Stevens and in Furniture Fair, so probably more like 5 years.
The lie just keeps expanding. Actually, I did it inside the matrix.
I know the furniture business. I know the appliance business in it.
I know the Animatrix. I know Morpheus. I know Trinity. I know Switch and APOC too.
Now, I know the electronics business in and out.
I was there when Mouse died. God rest his soul.
All the extended protection plans, the nick and scratch plans, all that shit, they're all bullshit. They'll find ways not to pay you out.
Really? Wait, what? I've been getting warranties.
Insider knowledge.
I bought warranties on all of my furnitures. Wow. That's a good tip, Mersh. I never thought about that. So you're saying they don't want to give you money because you fuck up your thing 5 years later? Huh. Interesting. Next, you're going to tell me insurance is a scam.
Mattress protection plan. You know,
Did he say matrix or mattress? Hang on.
The mattress protection plan. You know, the cover that they give you that comes with the protection plan.
That's a PP cover, and they gave that to you because you're a drunk. That's a bed liner. You got rubber sheets.
Get that every time.
Get that.
Even now, I have a mattress cover on my mattress.
He's got a mattress cover on his mattress? What?
I like the same mattress.
He's just sleeping on the cover? I think you're supposed to remove that before sleeping.
Just now for
What is he talking about? Is this like a different, or does he just mean like a pillow topper or something? What is it?
I think he means like the cellophane ones that the old people put.
Yeah, on like a couch.
Doesn't get wet.
Yeah.
Like the
He's not talking about the fitted sheet.
Listen, I sleep in a box full of newspapers, so but heed my advice.
For years.
My Mercury's great.
And I have a really good mattress, and it's like $70 for the cover. Let me tell you something. The cover is worth it. The first time, like, do you understand?
What if it was $750?
Dan, like, there's this gel layer, like underneath the actual cloth layer. And yeah, when you sweat, or if a girl squirts, or if you're incontinent and you piss the bed or whatever.
You're drunk.
Mersh is telling on himself. Mersh is
How
telling
you
on
snitch
himself.
on yourself?
Jesus.
He's got PP sheets.
Hey, listen. You come down to Mersh's Mattrix Emporium, where if you're a guy like me and you got squirters or you piss yourself because you're incontinent, I got the protection plan for you.
Incontinent and you piss the bed or whatever the fuck. I'm telling you right now. Mother fucking mattress cover.
Enter the mattress!
He said it again.
He's stuck in the matrix. He can't get out.
I know Squirt Foo.
Imagine if you had a squirter, though.
Muted. Yikes.
Where's the good ones are worth every fucking penny. I've had times where I was like,
he's like the Andrew Tate of squirting. He thinks he's being followed around by the Matrix, you know?
He's the top P.
I'm telling you, that girl didn't even have a bottle of water. She couldn't have squirted pee. It couldn't be pee. She didn't have any bottle of water. The Matrix. That's a Matrix.
Imagine if he started streaming with his shirt off.
That's a Matrix. They're after you. They're after you. And they're after me.
Like, I've seen mattresses where people don't, like, you ever seen mattresses where people don't even put sheets on them and shit? Or they put sheets on them, but they never really, like, care. My mattress has one stain on it, and it's...
Oh,
It's all a stain.
Yeah, I mean, it's one big stain that keeps growing and growing. It's got
and it's called the guy who sleeps on it.
It's a tiny stain, and it came.
It came?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
From when they moved my mattress.
Yeah, sure it did.
Okay.
Something got on it. Like some
fucking squirt piss jizz, whatever.
Something, like there was a drop of something that got on my mattress that
just a drop.
Was like a reddish color. It wasn't blood. But it was something like, you know, and it
was something like blood. It wasn't blood. It was heme. It was hemoglobin. It was just something like blood, you know?
Plasma.
It's that shit they drink on True Blood, whatever that is.
Whenever they were moving my mattress to the new house, there was a little stain on it. It didn't have that. But let me tell you something, bro.
Hey, watch this.
Let me tell you something.
Watch this. I'm gonna fucking put my blood on this retard's mattress. You're gonna have to deal with it. Hey, don't you gotta do your diabetes testing? Oh yeah. Ah shit, I'm bleeding. Boink.
I have had the flu.
Hey, don't you got AIDS? Oh yeah.
My bed. I fucked this black chick one time in my old apartment.
Oh my god.
No, you didn't.
One time. I fucked this black chick one time. That's how every one of your stories begins. It wasn't one
Yeah,
time.
I got this weed from a black guy.
She was squirting
Back
like
when
a
I was
goddamn-
41.
Cool, I have sex, I swear.
In my old apartment, she was squirting like a goddamn. It was disgusting, Frank.
I agree. Can we stop? Can we stop talking about this? What is Nightwave? What is Nightwave? What is Nightwave? What is it? Why are we talking about this? What is this show about?
Welcome to the squirting hour.
Help, hello. This is just a psycho 40-year-old drunk man reminiscing about squirt. How is that a show?
It got to a point where it was disgusting. Next day,
a black squirt. By the way, black squirt is red from the Kool-Aid.
Pulled everything off the bed. I went, I fucking took it to the laundromat. Bing, bong, bing. Bring it back.
Bing, bong, bing.
God.
That poor fucking laundromat. Oh, God. The smells. The Chinese laundry. When the Chinese people are like, oh, you know it's bad.
Mattress is
That's
spotless.
actually what they say when you bring stuff in. Bing bong bing.
Bing bong
No
bing.
worse than
That
a
was-
Peking a duck.
Yeah, Bing Bong Bing was the name of the laundromat. Number one Bing Bong Bing laundromat.
Spotless and smellless. Plus, all the dead skin can get through.
Oh, and your teeth?
my
What about the
God.
dead teeth? What do you do with all the dead teeth, Mersh?
Your sheets, but it won't get through the mattress cover. The dead skin flakes in your. No, my.
Oh, God.
I could build a whole second Mersh with it.
Just still. My mattress.
What the? Did anyone? Is that my head? What just happened? Did anyone else see that?
Yeah,
Just
I
a
saw
still-
that.
What?
What the?
What? What is that? What?
Is that him?
Is that
There he is.
that art?
What the fuck?
That looks like Royce in the front.
Yeah, what am I? Oh my God. No way. So this must be some fan made thing. That is Royce. That is Mersh.
No, that's too skinny to be merged.
That is supposed to be Mersh. That skinny guy in the front. He's got aviators on. That's Mersh. I can't tell who those guys in the back are. One of them kind of looks like it's Ethan Ralph's head. But I don't know. I don't know what this is, but that's so embarrassing. Like Mersh,
Green cap reverse image search.
aren't you embarrassed, Mersh, at this point when people depict you as the thin one? Isn't like don't you need to apologize to Royce. Every single time that happens, you need to call him up and be like, "Look, man, I'm sorry. I don't know. They saw an old episode or something. Obviously, I'm 4 times your size. I'm so sorry." And then you buy him, you need to chip in on Royce's HGH for that week when this happens.
My mattress still kind of looks like it's a new mattress. I'm telling you, bro, in the future, invest.
They're saying in chat, that's August Mersh! August Mersh! He did it.
Get a brand new mattress box spring. A good one, an expensive one.
Yeah, that's August Mersh in Xavier, Renegade Angel. Hey, he's a survivor. They're a dying breed.
One, get the mattress cover. It's worth every penny. The dead skin flakes in your. No, that's some. Yeah, no, for real. Can I be honest with you? That chick was squirting all over the place, and all I could think of right now is where's the clip? Where is the
Please don't have a clip of this woman squirting. For the love of God.
clip? I don't. Fuck. You should have cleaned this clip up a little bit. Should have chopped that up a little better because you got to learn. If you're gonna clip, we really need you to reduce how much we got to listen to.
That's funny. That Crystal Crocodile, that's a good edit there. I wish you had edited out all the parts where Mersh talks about squirt, though, from this fucking clip. Which I know that is what the clip is about, but still.
So long story short. You can do it. You know, but this dumb nigger's gonna get fucking.
Whoa. Okay, you know what? All right. Well, I gotta say, I hate when you do the speed it up, slow it down thing with the clips. I hate that. Don't do that anymore. Okay, that's my critique. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where Mersh is at with all of this. Nightwave is now Squirt City population Mersh. What was it I was going to... Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got this thing posted in chat here. Here's some of Royce's 2016 election coverage. We'll be watching that in the Pod After Show, which will take place immediately after this program. Join us over at podawful.pizza, podawful.tv. One of those will fucking work, probably. I don't know. But go over there, podawful.pizza, and join the $6 level or up and get immediate access to our Pod After Show, where we'll cover that, all the other Pod After shows, and much more bonus content that is no longer allowed on YouTube. Somehow, ROTC allowed on YouTube. Somehow, Fleccas Talks allowed on YouTube. But our simple, sweet, innocent content where we make fun of retarded people and trick them into believing that they're in serious relationships and then kill their girlfriends. Somehow that's not allowed on YouTube anymore. So if you'd like to see it, podawful.pizza. Okay, we'll see you over there. Thank you, Henchman. Let's Henchman Max one last time here. Thank you, Henchman. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Bye. Podawful.pizza. We'll be live over there in like a few. It'll take me a few minutes to set up, but you'll see it. Join podawful.pizza. Bye.
PodAwful1.
Till next time. Have an awful day.
Hey, Curtis.
They're cyberbullying me to death.
PodAwful1. PodAwful1.
Remember, post Fleccas Talks over at r/Mersh. Let's just confuse Mersh and make him mad in new ways. r/Mersh, the home of Fleccas Talks.
That was nice. Disturbing.
I think now is a perfect time to come out and say that I am a gay